All right, cool. We're back in. Oh, works for me. Oh, hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
That's fine. Well, nice to meet you, Thomas. I'm Aaron.
Hi.
Um,
I've heard you on the podcast.
so as my nasally voice goes over,
I feel the
so
same way with mine, but
it's no problem. I'm glad you can join us today. I'm at least for the second recording since I decided I wasn't going to record the first one. so,
no,
or
it's
at least
fine.
my
My own group has been separated briefly for college, so I have no chance to run it myself.
no problem. Have you played Atomic Robo or anything in Fate before?
We've done a couple Spirit of the Century and base rating games.
Okay, basically the system is pretty much the same. The only thing that's a little bit different in here is that your skills are set up into modes that give you your base for the skills, and then they're usually either specialized or focused, boosted up just a little bit from what you have before. I'm going to give you a list of the pre-gens. Yay,
Right.
Ross! He's still in here. He's just on the chat because he's too lazy to hook up his mic. I will go ahead and provide the link for the pre-gens, and you can choose whomever you would like to play today,
Okay.
if I can find it. And I will say, have you read any of Atomic Robo? Or
I just binged the ones available online, which is why I now have the book sitting over
okay,
on my dresser.
okay, cool. Yeah, I will say, yeah, all the characters in the pre-gens are available. Although whoever else comes in the game, if there's a rush for Jenkins, I will have a roll off for him. so.
Understandable. I think I'll let someone else take the combat monster of Jenkins.
Uh, oh well, yeah, his skills are absolutely hilarious, and I love that one of his aspects just remains. What was it? Jenkins doesn't sleep; he holds back. So,
Exactly.
all right, but let's see if I can find this for you. Do-do-do-do. All right, and it should be appearing in the chat. So if you want to click on that and that.
Yeah, I downloaded this earlier.
Okay, so excellent. Yeah, if you want to look through anybody, there is a free game.
Cool. Do, do, do. I need a name I can actually pronounce.
So yeah, there should be a lot of people here.
Hmm.
Although I know from the last group that we did, we had Jenkins, Vikram, and Baolang.
I was looking at her earlier. Do, do. Who would be the most useless in something? That's the fun characters. Then you have to figure
Uh,
out how to use their abilities.
well, anything else could be of interest because as for Atomic Robo, any kind of science can be useful in a certain situation. So,
Is
like I
there
said,
a
feel
mad
free if you
social
want to.
scientist somewhere?
Uh, a mad sociologist. I like that. I don't think there is in this case, but
I'll have
that's
to
a good
make
idea
that
for
for whenever I run a game for my friends.
That's a good future game if you want to do that. However, if you're kind of wanting the nervous Nelly of the group, so to speak, probably there's Bernard Fisher. He was like one of the first who kind of got in over his head, so they can do that. And hello, new person.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, my name's Raymond.
Hi, Raymond. Nice to meet you. I'm Aaron. And we have Thomas here and Ross,
Hi.
who is refusing to speak. So,
Oh,
uh, oh well, fine then. So he's joining us in the chat. But yeah, I've just put up the information. I'll go ahead and put the link for the pre-gens up again, so you can choose out who you would like to play. I had asked Thomas, have you played Atomic Robo or Fate before?
I have not played Fate before. I have read a single Atomic Robo comic like 5 years ago.
Okay, so that's good enough background for it. We'll go ahead and do a little bit once we get our third person, depending on who it is. We'll go over the rules just a little bit. It's pretty simple. You'll just have four dice, to roll, and I believe. Do you have access to the Dice Stream app on your window?
I don't believe you can use the Dice Stream app if you don't have a webcam. I'm not sure.
Ah, so let me check. You might want to check your window just to see because it's coming up for me.
All right, well, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, but if not, we'll work out something for you. So
Alright, I just opened it. Okay.
okay, so you got it. All right.
Just give me 1 second.
Absolutely no problem. And also, I would go ahead and roll for you, but I'm afraid that my rolls just suck on a random basis. So
Yeah, it looks like it'll work for me.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you'll if you see the dice that have the pluses there, those will be your fate dice. So you'll just add 4 to it and click roll to do it. And essentially, when we're playing Fate, instead of just the normal numbers, what you'll do is there is a number on the skills that you can use specifically for each action, and you'll add whatever your roll is to that particular skill. So I'll actually use the example of Vikram, the one in my hand right now. His two great rank skills, which are at a +4. Are provoke and will. So, say if you wanted to provoke somebody, you would roll your 4 fate dice, and then add any of the pluses and subtract any of the minuses, and that would be your result.
Okay.
So, yeah, fairly simple. Fairly simple.
Okay, I see. I see where it is now. I'm like, where is it displaying these rolls?
Yeah. So it's a little bit to get used to. So I had to try that out just for the first time last week.
Cool.
And then anybody else?
I'm still sort of waking up because it's 4 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh, no problem. So I'm glad you could join us. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia. I live in Newcastle, which is like 2 hours north of Sydney, which is the capital of New South Wales.
Oh, cool. So yeah. So.
Ugh. And then I am running a Pendragon campaign later today.
Oh, cool.
Which I actually learned about Pendragon through Role Playing Public Radio. It was mentioned in a Gen Con interview.
Yeah. God, Ross, how many years ago was that? Let's see. If he's still.
Someone described.
Did you do an interview for Pendragon?
It was like it was at a panel for Gen Con, and they were talking about a history of role playing games and stuff, and someone said that was talking about how Pendragon is this strange thing in that it is an ultra focused RPG in that it only really does one thing, and that is you can be a knight or a lady or a different kind of knight was the actual line used. And I managed to convince 3 people that this would be an awesome thing to play.
What's a different kind of knight?
I don't even know. I think they were just talking to the fact that you can play the non-traditional knights. So you can play like you can play this type of knight from an area that is different to the others in that it's sorry, I'm just trying to focus my words on what I'm meaning.
Oh, no problem.
They have when they talk about the different kind of knight, I'm pretty sure that what they're talking about is the knights from other regions who have different cultural backgrounds. So like you've got your standard thing of like your Dane knights and stuff, your knights from the continent, and then you've got the French knights, and then you've got one that is meant to sort of represent knights from like a sort of African nation, but it's a completely made up African nation.
Oh, so yeah, I guess yeah, I had not seen that one or heard about that one particularly. But it
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah, it's
interesting.
really interesting. It's got a massive campaign book called the Great Arth- Pendragon campaign, which stretches like 100 something years of game of in-world time. Because each session of Pendragon is meant to be the most interesting events of that year, and then the time between one run and the next is meant to be the winter between two different years. So each session is meant to take place in 1 year after the next.
That's cool.
That actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the Quiet Year that you're just kind of going between years and years for your colony.
Oh yeah, it is. I actually played the Quiet Year for the first time recently. It was pretty good.
I think
So
that's
that's yeah,
that's
that's
the
what it
thing to
sounded like
play.
to me.
The Quiet Year is, of course, it's convinced my friends to do that, which will probably be after the seventh year game I want to play. Not seventh year, seventh sea, because I said you can be magical pirates and rob the not Spanish. Don't you want to do that? And I convinced them because I let one of my friends know that the totally not Russians can turn into animals, so he chose to be a bear.
Uh, oh, the Russians and the Bears. So
I'm gonna
I
make
think
myself
his
a cup.
original plan was to like turn into a shark, but we couldn't find the rules for sharks in the book, so he just went with bear.
That'd be kind of
Also,
cool.
being on the ship as a shark isn't that useful.
I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea, and then I'm gonna come back and choose a pre-gen.
absolutely take your time. Like I said, we got about 41 minutes to choose and get somebody else in. So
Thinking Ira Stein, just so I can say this isn't rocket science, I don't know how to deal with it
okay,
due to her
so
superb in rocket science.
hey, yeah, any kind of science goes through, and the nice thing about this is that it's only just for your specialty that comes into it. So, and you'll never, and if you can justify it, you can use it somehow. So, or for the extra bonus, or you can just do your general one for a baseline bonus on a science skill. So,
hmm
but let's see, what was the name of your character again?
I was
Iris Stein.
thinking Ira Stein.
Okay,
Not
so
quite settled yet.
okay. And also, yeah, no worries. Just take your time on that. And also, something I hadn't mentioned before, all of the characters have access to 5 stunts, which are essentially just boosts that you can use your fate points on.
Right.
Every one or two may be listed, but if the others that are unlisted, you can create those up on the fly,
Okay.
and those will give you a general boost to one ability.
Right. Yeah, I was reading the book earlier the week, and I like the way that the strange stunts kind of work. The mega stunts, I think it was, that you can just
Yeah,
kind of come up with something crazy.
yeah, and that usually in the case of the scientists, that will be in the realm of equipment or strange devices that you can set up on the fly. So, although just yeah, the brief on there, it's every skill after 2 benefits will immediately have to have a cost or a consequence. So,
Right.
in the I think that one of the options, uh, at least for the mega stunts in their terms of equipment, is the Tesla-Dyne lightning gun,
hmm
which it does a lot of damage, but it also has the aspect of obscenely dangerous, so that can be pulled on you at any given point.
So we should use it all the time. I've got it.
Oh, yeah. If you have one. Again, they don't release those that often just because, well, there was a dead pigeon problem. So, and people
That was a
started complaining about the
strange
smell.
time to come back.
Yeah, I was just discussing the aspects for stunts and mega stunts in here. So, and most of in the case if you're doing stunts, which when you look at the characters they'll be listed there, it gives you a +2 bonus when you spend a fate point on it. You can also create what are called mega stunts, which have more benefits outside of the two. However, they will have a consequence. So, the example I was giving is the Tesladyne lightning gun, which has a high damage for its aspect, but also has the aspect of obscenely dangerous.
I mean, that just sounds like a whole bucket of fun.
I know. We need to get those and just use them to solve all our problems.
Oh, you're gonna have toys aplenty, so
Coffee,
I will.
lightning
I
gun.
promise you that.
Someone parked in your parking spot. Lightning gun. I mean, the uses are endless.
It's got 1,000,001 uses.
Exactly.
See, but this is the same issue with the flamethrower car theft deterrent.
I'm not seeing
So,
your point. Use it more?
I'm just saying, well, you can use it more. I'm just worried about the litigation afterwards.
That's why you have the lightning gun. It solves the litigation problems.
That's that. I don't see how lawyers can. Well, lawyers fighting with lightning guns. There's your new game, folks.
I'd play that
There's
game.
there's your new there's your
Combat
new
lawyers.
fight camp. Yes, combat lawyers. Damn it. Uh, high science litigation. So that's how we're gonna do this. So,
Oh, I have another character to go with the mad social scientist, combat lawyer.
damn it. So this is actually a good idea. So I should be writing these down so I can credit you guys later on for it. So, oh, but yeah. Actually, what other games have you guys run or played in?
I think I
Um,
posted the attack on Mount McKinley with the Cyber Yetis on the forums earlier.
Jesus, that just. I've run let's see. I've run some Eclipse Phase games recently, including one sort of ongoing campaign, kind of. It's kind of like a detective serial, and it's only got 2 players, and they are both Martian Rangers. The way the entire campaign is set up is that each run is a contained adventure in itself, and it can be consumed by somebody listening to our podcast on its own.
Okay.
But you can also watch it all together as a series. Kind of like if you wanted to watch a James Bond movie, you don't have to start anywhere.
So
you
it's
can just
not
pick
quite serialized. It can be watched episodically.
Yeah, indeed. I've also done a Wild Talents campaign. I've done a I've used World of Darkness to run a fantasy game.
Were you using the Dark Ages for that book for that?
No, I was using the new World of Darkness, and I just removed almost all of their setting material, because I don't really like the World of Darkness setting material, but I kind of liked the rules. This was back when I only really knew the World of Darkness rules and Pathfinder.
Oh, okay.
Now I am very unlikely to ever run World of Darkness again, because I now have learnt many more systems. What else have I run?
Yeah,
I've run
I
a
will
game of Wushu.
Oh, so I have to ask, what was the setting on that? Because I remember the only
For
Wushu one I
Wushu,
played
we
in was
ran
oh,
our
go ahead.
Wushu game. Sorry, you go.
Oh, no problem. So you go ahead. So
Our Wushu game was set in the Wild West,
That's a good
and
place.
they had to transport a Chinese American proto-terrorist and proto-communist to Washington D.C. to be hanged.
wow. God, that sounds like one of the lost plots for a Wild Wild West episode.
Indeed. So I was drawing my influence from Wild Wild West, but also Deadwood. And there was something else too. And I was also channeling, what is it called? Hell on Wheels as well.
Yeah, I actually heard really good things about that. I was mentioning that to my dad because he's a big Western fan, so and really enjoyed Deadwood a lot. So I figured that would be something that would kind of be up his alley.
Hell on Wheels isn't too bad, but I just sort of I lost steam. Ironic.
Yeah, I know
No
that
pun
feeling.
intended.
The
No
metaphor.
pun intended. I just sort of got to a point where I couldn't find the effort to continue watching it. Like,
I
there's a
got
whole
to that
season of
point
it
when
that I
they
haven't
started
watched
building
just on my
that
computer.
town, and I lost interest. Of course, it was so
But there are
long
some
ago,
really
I don't
cool
even remember.
bits. Like, they show some really interesting stuff with the Native Americans. Like, they have one episode where you get to see somebody doing... I can't remember the name of the specific rite that they're performing. But they've got the Native American spirit warrior or whatever, and he's got like hooks through his nipples, and then they're tied to this massive pole, and he's has to stand in the sun, leaning back, so that all of his weight is on these hooks that are through his chest.
Wow, it sounds like 50 Shades of Grey has nothing on Hell on Wheels.
It was meant to be like a test of faith thing, and that was going to give them insight into how to defeat the Iron Beast or whatever. Delicious banana.
Oh man. So yeah, that not sure if that would be up my alley or my dad's alley in that case. So
Trying to think of something, any other games that I've run.
I think the last Eclipse Phase game I ran was Think Before Asking, and I managed to get all the players to turn off TACnet. It was great.
Oh wow!
I just decided it's a seed AI that wants to answer people's questions. Obviously, it should be able to hack into their TACnet and answer their questions. So they shut it off and stopped talking to each other. It was great.
I'm running a one shot at the end of April that is titled Homesteading, and the idea that I had for it was the players go through a Pandora gate, and they find this world that's got breathable atmosphere, which is, well, almost breathable atmosphere, a whole bunch of plants growing, and then they come across this clearing, and it's got all these earth plants in it, and then they realize that it's got a, like, colonial almost cabin, kind of like a settlers of the Midwest type thing for America. And they go to check it out, and they find like all these homemade canned and jarred foods in it. And then a synthmorph walks out of the brush in like hemp clothing, and starts talking to them and telling them about how, oh well, we moved from this place because the well went bad. We set up a new hut over the ways, and what it is all a community of synthmorphs that are basically beta forks of titans that are there to like study, to recreate certain human living conditions to see as a sort of experiment.
oh god, that is horribly creepy. Good job on that.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty
so
good.
it's like it's combining the creepy elements of like wilderness hill folk type stuff.
With
Yeah.
horrors of post singularity.
Yeah, like for all the players know, those people could just be a really strange collective that's come through from a different gate.
That would probably be my first guess if I ran into that. I was like, oh, they're just like the Amish
They're like
in robots.
yeah, synth Amish.
Not the weirdest thing, in Eclipse Phase.
No, I mean they could be
Robot
human.
Amish?
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
actually,
there's probably a community of Amish neo-hominids somewhere in Eclipse phase on a space station, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
well, I could actually
I
definitely
need to
see
write that one
this
down.
as a yeah, I could actually see this as a scum swarm that maybe was on like a generation ship that found their way out here, or at least that's what they thought. And of course, once they had enough materials, they just put themselves into synth morphs initially before trying anything else, or that's all they had left. So that would be a really good excuse for it.
I've run an
That'd be fun.
adventure for Eclipse Phase before where I used the whole thing where sometimes you'll go through the Pandora Gate, but you wind up on a completely different planet to where you thought you would. And I called it when one door closes, another opens. So they thought they
Nice.
were going to this barren world where there were going to be these alien ruins, and they wound up on an alien space station that was full of creatures that were basically sentient nebula.
Hmm.
So wow, I like that a lot. So the
The
yeah, with
sentience
this
had
homestead
to
one, you'll have to definitely.
communicate to them via, like, basically sculpture. So, like, it would mold itself into shapes. And it was lucky they had a
Oh,
scum, because they had a scum with them that was a sculptor, but he kept failing his roles really badly.
so
And they had
but yeah,
a xenoarchaeologist as well, so he was able to help them communicate. But it was still
okay.
really hard. Like, they could only do, like, charades, basically.
No, actually, that's a really cool idea because that reminds me. Have you seen James Cameron's The Abyss?
Yes, I have.
I have
The
I've
not.
one thing
only
that
seen the
the water
director's cut,
tentacle.
though, so I've only seen the good version. So when I first saw it, I'm like, how come people said this movie was shit?
Oh yeah, so this yeah, to give you an example of that. Years and years ago, because I think I was about 10. My mom recorded it off HBO, and I just watched it religiously. Um, but then I couldn't get the rest of it. I still enjoyed it. Then when I was a teenager, I saw the director's cut and like, holy crap! Why do you want to cut this out? They were about to destroy the Earth because we were being terrible to each other. So-
Yeah, indeed. There's a lot more cool stuff.
oh, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, I was kind of amazed. But yeah, the water tentacle thing was reminding me of that too. The sculpture idea is really cool. So, but yeah, for the homestead one, you'll definitely have to post that up to the community AP because I'd like to give that a listen.
I will. Yeah. We've got our own website, so uh, that'll be up sometime in April.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So see if we can do that. So, all right. I'm not certain if anybody else is coming up. We'll officially get started around 1:10 our time. So probably in about
Yeah.
30 minutes. So,
Yeah. Cool.
and if you want to, I'm going to go ahead and also get myself a cup of tea before we get started. So,
I think I will do the same, so I'll be right back.
yep.
Cool.
So yell at Ross. He'll talk to you.
I believe Ross said something about being busy eating. Ugh. Gotta pick a character. I think I'm gonna play Iris Stein because rockets. What are you doing, dog? Just being annoying. Come here. Good dog. Good girl. Good girl. Is the thing you're writing for EP something that is for Posthuman Studios or something that's just for you guys? Cool. Official material. Well, then I won't ask any more questions because you're probably not allowed to tell me. Most secret. Very covert. I'm really looking forward to that Firewall book. I reckon that is going to be top gear. The cover art's pretty off the wall. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that you both wrote for that. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm hoping that there's more information on like protocol, like procedure for how suggested ways in which agents should deal with certain topics and stuff. I think that would be really interesting. Yeah, tradecraft indeed. I actually listened to a lot of Delta Green stuff to get inspiration for Eclipse Phase Firewall stuff in terms of how it should operate. So I listened to the Gen Con interview, well not interview, the Gen Con panel where they were talking about tradecraft in Delta Green, I believe it was. It was up on Unspeakable.
Alright, tea
Someone returned.
obtained.
I'm surprised. I didn't think tea was the go in your neck of the woods.
Well, after like 11, I don't really drink a bunch of coffee anymore. Before 10, I drink a ton of coffee.
There you go. There is caffeine in tea.
I know, but I like the taste of coffee.
Oh no, I was just saying. Because I thought maybe the after a certain time thing might have been linked to the caffeine. I didn't
No,
know.
it's just when I like to drink stuff.
Oh, fair enough. I drink Assam black tea, which if you don't put milk in it, which you're not meant to, it can sometimes taste pretty similar to coffee because it's really bitter.
Oh, yeah. Coffee's just one of those things that most of my I cannot really see most of my friends get how they got into because I just tasted it immediately and went, I don't get it.
When I was in high school, I used to have what would be called a supersized cup here in Australia, and is
So an American
probably like
small.
no, probably close to like your McDonald's large cup,
Okay.
which is like a liter or something of soft drink, which is insane amounts of soft drink.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
Um,
can't
our sizes are
imagine why people
stupid.
buy those here because there's free refills in like most places. So why would you
I
need the
used to
large?
I used to get a cup that size because they sold them at movie theaters. These plastic ones that you could reuse, and uh, I would make a coffee in that. I would have one of those before going to school, and I'd have one of them when I got home. High school here goes from 7 to 12 in terms of years. So there's no middle school here.
Hmm.
That's part of high school. Um, so I would have one of those, and the way that I made it palatable to myself is I would put like heaps of caramel syrup in it.
Nice. No, my way of getting
Uh,
into coffee was terrible because I was on a trip in Europe and we had to get up really early, so I just needed coffee, but we were leaving so early, like to go to a different country, so I didn't have time to put anything in it, so I just had black coffee for like a month.
Oh,
there's these great coffee lollies that are kind of like how to describe them? Kind of like hard butterscotches in terms of their texture.
oh, like
Um,
coffee candy. So,
yeah. Um, and I found out about those when I went to my first ever LAN party at like the age of 14. Uh, and was up for like 17 hours straight, and that was all I was eating.
oh god, that was probably a glorious crash afterwards.
Well, no, you
Oh
just keep
yeah, we
eating
went
them
back
so you don't crash.
went back to my friend's place, and I slept on a couch that was too small for like a recliner seat almost, with my legs up the wall, so that I could be stretched out.
Oh wow. Uh,
So yeah,
God, yeah, those
I'm gonna
days.
go with for my character. I'm thinking, where is my
Okay.
mouse?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Ira Stein because rocket science.
I was looking
Okay,
at
so
Ira earlier and I was thinking about it, just so I can go, this isn't rocket science. But
okay. If you
Oh,
guys
if
want to
you're gonna
fight out
play
for it,
Ira,
feel
then
free.
I'll
no,
play
no, you
something
can
else.
take her. I was looking at some other ones. Should have gone over this earlier, but I kind of
It's
looked
okay.
at it briefly just to see who was there and then did other stuff.
No,
Because
but that
I
is
also wouldn't
perfectly fine.
mind playing the one underneath Ira, Curtis McDonald, because it talks about European theatre, and I actually have some experience with the theatre. I went to a dedicated performing arts high school.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah, cool.
Um, so there were four divisions you could get in for. You could get in for drama, singing, musical instrument, or dance. I got in for drama, although I could play the piano. That was
So,
a K to 12 school as well, so I started there in 12 being the highest grade, K being the lowest grade in our schooling system.
yeah, so same over here.
Yeah.
So for that, but what performances were you usually doing?
So I did a lot of musical theatre, but that's mostly because that is the most common form around here. I actually preferred more serious stuff, but it just wasn't very common. I actually did in year 12. There wasn't going to be a theatre production that year, and me and my friends were sick of all the musicals that they'd done, so we instead petitioned uh, the school principal to let us put on our own show, and we had to fund it mostly ourselves, which was a
Ooh,
bit of a dick move. By the principal. Uh,
yeah.
and we put on a production of Rope, uh, taking inspiration from the original. I think it's a book, and also Alfred Hitchcock's movie.
Oh, so nifty.
That's cool.
So,
My experience with theater is I was in the stagecrafting class in my high school, so I volunteered as a grip backstage for the spring musicals we did. So that was
Oh
fun.
yeah,
Grips, making fun of the actors on stage because we all memorized all of it, so we were acting it behind the stage.
yeah. I've done a production of Animal Farm as well, which is pretty good. That won me a trivia night the other day.
That's
Uh,
cool.
we were playing Geek Out, and the question was name two characters from Animal Farm, and I was the only person that knew any.
oh, yeah,
All I
because
remember
the only
is
one to come,
Napoleon.
Napoleon,
Napoleon,
and
that's the one I forgot.
He's like
oh,
the villain.
really?
I was
Yeah,
trying
he's
to
the big
remember
bad.
the name of the Starlin pig, and I couldn't. I
I
remembered
know.
Snowball and Old Major. I remembered Lennon
Ah,
and Marx.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but the Stalin pig Napoleon. So,
Napoleon's the only one I remember.
In our actual production, I played the farmer.
oh well, yeah, you're the big jerk.
Yeah, I
One of
was
them. There were
all
several.
of the czars. I was the embodiment of the Romanovs.
Oh man. Although, have you actually seen I forget if it was like a
The
TNT or
animated?
TBS production. There's an anime.
Really?
Well, it's not an anime, but there is an animated version.
Okay, no, I knew okay, I knew there was an animated version. I heard anime for a second, like
Oh,
what?
yeah.
It's just the
I
mecha
wouldn't
The
animals.
anime would be
try,
kind of
and I'd probably
strange.
watch it, but
Oh, it would probably be amazing, no, but it was this live
The
action one that
pigs
was
would all have
done.
spiky hair.
it'd be
Oh
great.
god. Oh man, so it's just I'm already paying for this since I'm running a game in Japan right now. So, but no, there was years ago there was one that was on TBS or TNT. It was a live action. Um, that they were they had multiple different celebrity cast voicing, and the only thing I remember about it is they essentially extended the end of the book where after it was like years after the animals actually came back to the farm and found it just decrepit. The pigs were dead. It was almost on its last legs, and I was there going, did you really have to show the fall of communism? This edition, we pretty much
That's
knew it was
certainly an
happening.
interesting
Different
addition.
aspects of the farm have broken away. The hen house is its
Yeah,
own republic now.
it was kind of that. So it just, but it was to me, it was kind of like what adding the scouring of the Shire would have been to the Lord of the Rings films. It was just kind of you've already had the blows at this point in the Carthetic moments. It's just a little too much for the audience. So
Yeah,
And
no,
plus,
I
it would have been
understand.
like another ending.
yeah,
There are already like
so
6 of them.
which I would take into consideration for that. But yeah, that's I just kind of looked at that going, yeah, I see where you were going for, but let's just keep with Orwell. What he was
Hmm.
doing, what he was saying. Okay. But I think you guys are going to be the two ones for today, but that's okay. So
Hmm.
have plenty of material, and just make sure, Raymond, you were playing Ira, right?
Unless Thomas wants to play Ira, in which
No,
case
no,
I will
you
play.
can. I think I will go with Bao Lang. That's how you say it, I'm guessing.
Isn't that
'Cause-
the one that's also a sniper?
well, that doubles my choice for that character.
There's one that's like when they joined.
There's untapped talent
Uh,
for marksmanship, so I'm gonna guess
yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Okay, yeah, like
Mostly because
if you want to.
Jenkins isn't really, and it would just be me standing there stoically, slaughtering
Science sniper
everything.
rifle. Bye, Ross.
Oh,
Ah,
Zeros. Yeah, we can do action science, but also, yeah, Jenkins is set up to be a murder machine if you want. So,
it'd be like playing Jotaro from
it,
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You just kind of stand there stoically and kick the crap out of everyone.
that's very true. So,
Sometimes you need a little stoicism.
yeah,
I don't
which
know. This is
I
a
will.
fate game. It's a bit should be zany than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you can. So, and well, again, just a slight spoiler because I am running a full campaign for the main podcast. Um, Yesterday, they ended up finding undead Edison. So,
Nice.
Undead Edison.
Yeah, he's in
That
the
bastard.
comics.
He probably stole that undead technology from Tesla.
so well,
No, no, no. Tesla
just a
invented
little
alternating current to stop his plans for immortality.
Oh, of course.
Yep, that
Someone had
was that
to.
was it because
I just
yeah,
finished
yeah.
reading
Essentially,
that.
what happened in the comics. Did you? Yeah. Essentially, what happened in the comics is that Edison was trying to tap into something called odic force using direct current capacitors, and in order to achieve immortality. But Tesla figured out that his tech was insufficient for the process and managed to stop him with Robo. The problem is, though, is it caused him to go into this undead ethereal state. Where he has control of odic force, but no physical presence on the Earth anymore.
I do love Tesla.
And
But
he's
he
not a
was.
ghost.
I do love
Ghosts aren't
Tesla, but
real.
he was a very strange man.
I know. I had to read his biography for a history class, and write a paper on it, and it was just like he was a strange person.
There's an inside
He
joke
was strange,
in my
man.
group of. There's an inside group in my friend, an inside joke in my friends group about a line from an interview or something where he said, "I love my pigeon like a man loves a woman." So
Okay.
we often say, "I love X like a man loves a woman."
I'm gonna have to steal that line for something. I don't know what it's gonna be,
I love
but I'm
this.
gonna use it
I love,
somewhere.
I love rockets like a man loves a woman.
Well, they are pretty phallic, so.
Oh, that's
I gotta be
that's a
careful that the
thing.
rocket doesn't steal all my vital fluids.
Oh, God. And we're already off to a rousing start.
Rousing?
Yes. See ya there. So, but yeah, it looks like this will be everybody that we have. So, if you have a character sheets, we'll go ahead and get started here in a
Alright.
second. And
I guess I could
is
print this out so I don't have to keep flashing between the two.
I have
And
two monitors.
yeah, no,
I'm on a laptop.
I'm lucky in that my second monitor is actually pretty much the perfect shape for reading PDFs once you turn it on its side. So that's the way
That
I
oh,
sounds
so
nice.
did you? One of the flippers. So
Ira Stein only has one stunt listed. Is that going to be fine?
Yeah, it says that
actually,
we get to make them during play for the.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll go over that
Also,
quickly.
we'll have
All
two
char-
others that we make up as we go.
And like
you'll
3 other aspects.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, essentially, I will say this. You before we get started, all characters have 5 stunts. So if you only have one or two listed, you can write out the others as we go on. They will give you a +2 bonus on a basic skill roll or something else. You can do up to 2, or you can try to invent a mega stunt, which will give you extra benefits. However, those will be at a cost or a disadvantage that to be named later. And as for your modes or your aspects on the top, if you're wanting to invoke any of those are directly related to the modes. So at the top, in your case, for Ira,
Yep.
his 3 are science, banter, and average. So if you want to invoke a fate point for it, you'll have to name that one specifically. So since he's a rocket scientist, you could probably say, oh, let's play on words for that.
Rocket surgery.
Rocket surgery. There you go. Thank you, Thomas. So,
No problem.
good.
Ira Stein is a steely-eyed rocket man, if anyone here has read Martian.
Yes, and I would approve of that. That's a good idea. So yeah, if you want to spend the fate point, you just have to name the mode for it. So if you're using science, banter, or action, and then justify how you're doing it. So but if you're willing to do.
Ooh.
And also, before we get started, any of the combat or conflicts that we do, um, there are two effects of it on you if you lose a roll. You have stress and consequences, which are set at the bottom.
Wow, I cannot take
You
a lot
can
of
choose.
stress.
Yeah.
I can
Don't
take a
get
lot of
hit.
So, well, let's see.
Okay. I cannot take a lot of
Well, the
physical
difference is
stress.
between. Yeah, so you can take those mental stress, and on those boxes, if you number each one of those 1 to 5, depending on how many you have in each,
Yeah.
and each depending on that, the number on top of that box will tell you how much stress you can absorb for it. So, say you take a 2 stress hit on your mental, you can check off the 5 box since that will absorb it. But that's gone for it, so it'll essentially go down in sequence.
Okay, that's an out there mechanic.
So,
Yeah,
well, it's essentially
it's a bit different, but you kind of get used to it. I'm gonna go grab
Oh
this
no,
sheet. I just printed it
you'll
off.
get used to it. It's just it's not like anything else I have seen.
yeah, like I said, it's a little bit different. It's designed to be a little friendlier too, so you don't get knocked out or completely killed in a fight. So you don't have to worry. Well, you don't have to worry about it because it's more about the comic aspect and then going from scene to scene. So, in order to tell the story. Also,
I'm going to quickly go to the
go
toilet
ahead.
before we get started. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. So.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
All right, Raymond's going to be right back.
All right.
And then we'll go ahead and get started. So, realize I've just been broadcasting for an hour, so hopefully this doesn't go over 4. So, we shall see. I figured if we have 2 of you, you'll probably blow through a lot of it pretty quickly. So.
Right. Or we'll meander aimlessly. One of the two.
So, well, I try to give enough clues to hopefully guide you along the way. So, because Noah, Micah, and Ben, sorry, last week gave me a lot of practice for that. So, and we'll get that, and hopefully I should be able to run a couple more here in the next couple weeks. Just depends on what my new job schedule will be. Hopefully I will take my new position as Best Buy Geek Squad lackey. Oh, the fun jobs you find when you're trying to go back to school.
Yeah, I'm trying to find jobs now that I'm out of school. So.
What did you major in?
Economics.
Ah.
So, I think I should have gone with STEM. It would have probably been easier finding a job.
Yeah. Well.
I did get a job as a logistics coordinator, so I now know a lot about the trucking shipment industry. So.
Hey.
Huh.
I now know how to send stuff by train to the East Coast, so that's interesting.
I have returned.
All right.
Yay.
So, all right, we got everything in here, and is the Dice Stream app still loading for you?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay, I have it. Where does it go? I'm gonna hit roll real quick just so I know where everything goes.
Yep, absolutely.
So see where
Okay, there it is. All right.
on your video it shows up on your feed.
Oh,
but
that's cool.
It'll also have it just below where it says counter.
Yeah, I see it. That was a terrible roll. It's gonna be a great start.
I got something similar.
So, no worries. We'll do this on here. I didn't see yours, Raymond, but I trust everybody with their rolls. So we'll go ahead and get started.
All right.
Hey, this is Aaron Carson with Role Playing Public Radio, and we are playing a Patreon game. This is Atomic Robo, Big Trouble in Akihabara. This does set in, as I said before, set in the Atomic Robo universe, and we are joining the fighting scientist of Tesladyne, sent out on a mission of grave importance. So we have our 2 Patreon players. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, Raymond.
Hi, my name's Raymond. I actually played in the Eclipse Phase, the evac game. I'm going to be playing as Iris Stein, a rocket scientist, a frontline rocket scientist for America, apparently, or at least for the Allies during World War II, who has since come to work for the fighting scientists.
So, yep, and he's kind of like the old man scientist who doesn't really take a lot of guff, apparently. So, from these newer
But
ones.
who
So,
is
cool.
enthusiastic about rockets. Just think.
Absolutely. So they are the future. So and Thomas. So
Hi, this is Tom. I am playing Bao Lang, the daughter of Hong Kong Royal Navy officers. And now I am an action scientist for Tesladyne with marksmanship and material science skills. So I know what to snipe.
so
I'm a snarky sniper
yeah,
for alliteration. I'm running that down with an
yeah.
X.
If you're no, absolutely, because if you're within Tesladyne, having an attitude to go with the scientific knowledge is forefront. So you need to hold yourself as well with your comebacks as you do lightning gun. So,
Of course.
but yeah, just a little background for those of you who are not familiar. Atomic Robo takes place in a universe where Tesla created the first robotic consciousness back in the 1920s, and as its name suggests, is it powered by an atomic core. He has since then, after his creator's death in the 40s, managed to pave the way for what is called action science. Finding new frontiers of scientific discovery while fighting those other organizations and enemies that would take advantage of its power and the people behind it, such as the groups as Helsingard, Delphi, Majestic 12, and others. Currently, the organization Tesladyne is a scientific think tank under UN sanction and are sent around the world in order to take care of different issues that may arise that only an action scientist could look into. And in this case, the two Baoling and Curtis, Ira, still like your old character, have been called in to go to Akihabara, Japan, to assist in an investigation of disappearances that have been happening over there for the past 2 weeks. Japan actually has their own scientific division under the name Big Science Inc. and had sent their investigators, known as the Super Team Science 5, in order to investigate these disappearances. However, their first fight with what appeared to be a shadow monster, they disappeared without a trace. So Dr. Umeno, the head of Big Science Inc., has called in Tesladyne and hopes to solve this situation and to stop the kidnappings before they become even worse. So,
They called
you,
us in from the start. This could have been avoided.
So, well, I know, but again, it's Japan. They're Big Science Inc. is in league with the Japan Self-Defense Force, so they are pretty much wanting to handle it themselves until necessary. But Dr. Umeno realizes that there is an issue that's come up, so unfortunately, he will have to call you in. But he trusts Robo's selection of you, so you are being brought on board. Your plane lands at the Big Science Inc.'s building, which is
Staging area?
located. Yes, it's essentially a staging area that is on the outskirts of Tokyo. They had moved their building there because of the many issues that they had previously, primarily because of the interactions between Big Science Inc. and their primary antagonist, Dr. Shinka. You would know from your previous research, which I won't make you do any rolls for, that Dr. Shinka he was ejected back in the 70s after he was found to be conducting illegal genetic experimentations on creatures that he calls biomegas. And specifically, he has been known to surface every once in a while, creating different genetic monstrosities, and also the main threats, which are called biomega kaijus. So,
I was going to ask,
story
do we
high.
know anything about biomegas? But I think the term
It's probably used
Biomega
every once
gives
in a
us an
while.
idea.
Yes. So Biomega Kaijus are giant monsters that storm through the city. So Big Science Big Science Inc.'s team, the Super Team Science 5, has managed to repel them multiple times, but it also has called for the relocation to the edge of Tokyo to make sure that if there's any attacks by Shinka, they are far away from the main districts. So
I can almost
uh,
picture the opening montage for Super Team Science 5's TV show.
It's pretty much Power Rangers or Sentai.
yeah,
It's
it is.
Yeah, indeed.
they got their
It is Power Rangers
spandex,
or
colored
Sentai.
uniforms. They all wear the shirt.
Science
Their shirts are
spandex,
the same
go!
color as their outfit uniforms. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
So, yep, it is completely on that level there. So, but you are being brought in for that. The Dr. Yumeno greets you at the door. He is an elderly man in his late 60s, balding with white Freya going off to the side. He shakes your hands. Thank you so much for coming. I would not have called you in case this was an emergency, and I'm glad Robo could spare you.
No problem.
So. But if you'll come in, we'll go ahead and get you briefed on the situation. So, lead you through lead you through the main entrance. As you enter the main hall for Big Science Inc., you notice that if you're familiar with any kind of the tropes of Super Sentai, it's pretty much here. There are large screens hooked up to different satellite feeds everywhere, scanning all over Tokyo, giving multiple readouts for genetic markers, radioactive markers, different energy signatures that you're not familiar with. Everything around, so
What
it
does
looks like the
blood
command
pattern
base.
blue mean?
So you don't want to
And a
know.
suspiciously large amount of child soldiers.
So actually, no. That is the one thing that you don't see. Everybody.
Yeah, they have
Actually, I will
therapists
say.
here. It's okay.
Yeah. Just to go ahead and give you an example of the system, you two can go ahead and make a notice check.
I have that at a +4. Woo.
Yeah. So
Okay. I don't see a no. Oh no, there we go. No, notice. +4.
3.
yes.
So does that mean I add an extra 4 dice, or sorry, I will need to
So,
get that figured.
You
what's your
will.
notice
What
number?
you'll do. That's your base score that you'll have. So if you'll roll off of that, and then whatever you make on the fate dice, you'll add to that number.
Yeah, like I have a +4 to notice, but I got a -1, so I got a 3.
Okay. So we roll 4 dice and then we deal with the other thing.
Yeah.
The modifier.
Yeah. So you just add and subtract whatever the plus and minuses from that.
Okay. That is not right. There we go. I got 3
Okay.
neutrals and a positive.
5 on it.
So you saw a lot more than me.
Okay, so yes, Thomas, you actually, Tom, you see that there are all the scientists in here are actually in their late 20s, early 30s, so there are no child soldiers anywhere, just so to speak. So, and because you got a +5, which has a little bit more of a was over the difficulty rating, you do see a couple more things. A lot of the scientists, it looks like most of the scientists that are around there are gathered around a particular display, which is showing the Akihabara district of Japan. So, and it's bringing up pings on 3 different areas within that neighborhood. So
That seems important. We should ignore it.
So, as you probably can't, as Dr. Yumeno is kind of steering you over there now. As he does, I'm certain you've been briefed somewhat on the situation, correct?
I would like to brush past this gentleman and go over to the display and start analyzing the scientific metrics that are being displayed therein.
Blinking
Okay.
lights and bars that aren't
I've got to get
labeled.
my hands on the data. I'm a real scientist. I'm a hands-on data man.
Oh my God. So okay, you can go ahead and do that. So but
Roll
Dr.
combat.
Yameno is a little bit put off, so no fighting yet.
Oh.
But you can take a look at that. What scientific what science are you using, or are you doing a general science roll or something specific?
Well, first I was going to see what information they have listed, because I figured that might steer my direction. You said that they had some locations pinged.
Yes, there are
So
3 locations on the map. So they are within the Akihabara district in Japan. If you're not familiar with that, just out of game, that is actually one of the primary electronics and otaku districts in Japan. It has a lot of the manga shops as well as varying different electronic shops all around. So, and there are 3 specific areas that are that's like with marked on the map, and with different readouts. If you want to go ahead and make a science roll, you can go ahead and do that, and we'll see if you can understand the data that's being projected.
I do have science +3.
Okay, so if you're just doing a general science roll with no specialization that you can justify, you can roll for that.
So I'd roll 4 dice.
Yes, you'll roll 4 dice always, unless stated otherwise.
Okay, so it's always 4 dice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got the exact same roll as before.
Okay, so +5. All right. You look at the.
I
So
just
you
need something
look at the
to
data.
punch/shoot.
So you do see that on the data there are 3 different markers that are showing up. One of those is apparently in the middle of the thoroughfare. It's the primary street going through Akihabara, known as the Chuadori. It is that is showing several odd genetic markers that it's like that Big Science Inc.'s team have pulled up and have been yet to identify. They show some similarities with previous biomega samples, but are very degraded, though. This is samples that they've only been able to take after the last 2 weeks of disappearances.
I turn to any science intern that might be next to me, and I say, "Get me all the data that we have on those genetic markers."
So,
I'm going to
well,
apologize.
And I say it in English and expect him
Doctor
to
who is
understand.
talking to us and say he's very enthusiastic.
Dr. Yameno sighs, as I can see.
Sorry, Dr. Romano. Please go on. I am listening.
So, thank you, Dr. Stein. As you can see, there have been a rash of disappearances within the last 2 weeks. The majority of them have been concentrated in these particular areas within the Akihabara district. But what's strange about it is strange about them because we've noticed a couple of different things with it. One, the people who have disappeared are not normally the ones who you think would disappear within these areas. Akihabara is a fairly safe area. There is little Yakuza presence with there except for 1 or 2 gangs, and they mostly just keep to specific areas, lower pachinko parlors and whatnot. But when we've been looking over these areas after the police have called us in, we've found certain things that have just gone beyond our comprehension. These showing the genetic markers you saw beforehand, and these, which the other 2 areas seem to be showing some sort of odd bit of radiation, isotopes that they cannot identify and are not part of the normal background radiation that would be in the area. So the previous week, it's like you had heard, we did send in the science team Super 5, and they seem to have encountered one of these shadow beasts that seem to have been kidnapping people. However, their transmission cut off after 30 minutes, and they seemingly have disappeared as mysteriously as the victims have.
Do you know what these shadow beasts look like? Or
the only thing that we've been able to pull up, and he taps into another console, another picture comes up onto the side, which you see is a heads-up display recording from one of the it's like one of the Super Fives helmets, and it appears to be a creature that has. You can only see the outline of it. So it's very, very odd to see. So if you want to make a science roll, you can
Can I
make a
use
theory
a
about
notice
what it will be.
check to see if I
Notice
notice
check?
anything?
Okay, you can do a notice check, or you can do a science check to kind of make a theory if you'd like.
All I really have is mechanical engineering and science, so I don't really know if.
Well, and again, you can. Well, and as I said, science covers everything.
Oh,
So the thing
right.
about it is you can't. If you, yeah, you can have knowledge on there. You just won't get the bonuses like you would on your specialized uh,
Yeah.
set.
I think I'm gonna go with notice because I have a +4 to that, and only a +1 to science.
Okay,
Let
so you can go ahead and make
the
that roll.
good Dr. Stein use his magnificent giant brain to do all the science stuff.
So I got on my science roll 2 positives and 2 negatives.
5 for
Okay.
notice.
Okay, so you got a 5, Tom, on yours, and so you got a +3 on yours, right, Ray?
Yes, +3 to science is my base.
Okay, so yeah, I just got that. So it nullified itself. All right. On the notice check, Tom, you see that with the video that has been captured, and you see this figure moving around. It obviously isn't a suit on
That was my
whatever this
first
thing
guess.
is that
And it's
attacked.
Duke.
So, and you see that as it's moving, it seems to be refracting light around it, and because of the bonus that you got, you see that you can actually see the outline of what appear to be scales. So this whatever this is, it apparently has a very detailed chameleon effect where it can actually refract the light around it. So,
It appears
and
to
going
have
in.
a chameleon-like skin. I say that out loud.
Interesting.
What do you think this means, Dr. Stein?
Well,
So.
it's life, but not as we know it.
Well, and Ray, with your +3, you do know that genetic modification was one of this is obviously probably a genetic modification on some human, but it's with a degree that has not seen before. And unfortunately, as Dr. Yameno does point out, this is not concurrent with a lot of the biomega research that Dr. Shinka has done in the past. He has been very overt about what he is created because he's wanting to show the superiority
What's the credit?
of his his genetics.
It's the Doctor Doom thing, you know. I'm so much
Absolutely.
better than Reed
Based
Richards.
on everything.
Yep.
Say
So
it out
he is
loud with speakers. That kind
he
of
is
thing.
very much
Not very
there.
subtle.
So, but this is the evidence that they've been able to bring up. Dr. Yameno brings back up the map, but recently these are the 3 areas that we know that people have been disappearing on a regular basis. He points out the Churadori for again, and pretty much that area is known. As he explains. The thoroughfare is a big area for a lot of cosplayers, people who are going out to go ahead and march off in costumes, wearing them for other jobs or whatnot. And every Sunday, there usually are large concerts, either by idol groups or cosplay contests in the middle of the road, so they actually close it off. And lo and behold, you arrived on Sunday, so that's where. And they've had other people who have gone missing, specifically students or other employees of that area. Again, very unusual because this is considered a safe area in Japan. The other 2 areas that have been noted for the disappearances are the Radio Center, which is a 2-story electronics hub, which you can get all sorts of different electronics equipment and or items from capacitors, LEDs, voltage meters, and also different devices as well. It's known as a little shop store, but a lot of people have been disappearing from, and apparently that's where the signal from that chameleon monster came from. And also, the last place that was known for the disappearances is the Weissblau Residence Bukia, which is known as a replica is run by a local Yakuza gang. So they are, but all. It is publicly known to be run by this Yakuza group. However, they're one of the other ones that kind of keep their nose clean, so to speak. So the police usually leave them be, unless they call down other trouble for the neighborhood.
Well,
so these are the three areas that we. This is what we know of, and these are the three areas that you'll be able to invest that, are the primary candidates for the disappearances. So. But they'll try to. He says that the Big Science Inc. will try to give you as much support as they can out in the field, but their resources are limited, specifically since their main response team is out. So, they'll give you. Oh, sorry.
Tell me, Doctor, what are your sewers like here, or even your stormwater access? Are there tunnels at all that run under this region that might be large enough for something like this to hide in?
Most of the tunneling systems are not that big, or would not be
Sorry
able to
about
fit
that.
different
My
things.
internet connection dropped.
Okay. Oh, it's no problem.
I was just asking if the monster could be hiding in the sewers.
So, it's a possibility, but those are thoroughly checked out, and we do have. And also we do have biomega sensors down there as well. So, unless unless they found some way to get around there, we wouldn't be able to know that. But
Well, it does have
there are
chameleon-like
utility
properties,
areas.
so maybe it can disguise itself.
So,
well, I guess we
which is a very definite possibility. So, yes, we will give you transportation down to Akihabara, so you don't have to use the trains, which would take longer. But before you go, we do want to give you one thing that hopefully will help. He goes over to a case, unlocks it, and reveals a pair of what appear to be two stylized wraparound sunglasses. These are Big Science Inc. proprietary scanners. It's what the Super 5 use in any type of when looking scanning around for any other issues. They have a specialized sensor pack to scan for any anomalies and should be able to assist you. So he hands these over to you, and on your sheets you can write in a stunt, which are Big Science Inc. scanners. They will give you a +2 to reading any kind of notice checks, which are in relation to scanning for energy wavelengths, genetic markers, or so on.
Cool.
Neat.
But he again says, "Thank you again. I'm sorry again to put you in this position, but hopefully we can stop this menace before it gets even worse."
Of course.
All right. So
no, that's not the word I want. I pat him on the back, and say, "Don't worry, it'll be fine."
Well, let's go ahead and have fun with that. Let's see. Do you have banter? Why did they not put on there?
I do have banter.
Go ahead and write another skill on there. You should have another one called rapport.
Rapport. Okay.
Yes. And you can go ahead and roll for that and see how well you comfort Dr. Yameno.
What do you want me
Don't
to put
fail that.
rapport as? Or
that will be at a +3 since that's your. Actually, that's a +2, so I apologize. That's a +2 for your banter since that's a basic skill.
Because it would be tied to banter.
Yeah.
Second.
So, unless stated otherwise, so.
2 neutrals, a negative, and a positive.
Okay, so just the +2 then. So.
Cool.
Okay, so and actually for the future, if you just add it up and then tell me what the number is, that'll work too. So to tell you what you get. So as far as that, so you do a middling job. He kind of goes, Uh, yes. Let's. We hope. Thank you again. So, not sure what I'm getting myself into. Kind of mumbles as he walks away. So a car is waiting for you. Where do you want to go first? Again, you have three options. The Churadori, which is the cosplay and idol stage at this moment, since it is a Sunday. The Radio Center, which is where apparently this chameleon thing was seen, or the Weissblau Residence Bukia.
I say the radio area.
I was going to say the
That's where it
radio
was
as
seen.
well.
And we can scan for genetic markers there that we can look for
Yeah.
later at other places
Indeed.
to see
We're
if it
gonna go
actually
there.
was there or
So,
if those were
okay.
unrelated.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and
They
take
probably
you
aren't, but they might be.
to. Well, okay, so but that will be the first area you can go to. As you drive through, drive through the Akihabara, it takes you about 20 minutes to get over there. It's a little bit more crowded because you do get the full scope of it. The main drive or thoroughfare, which is going through, is almost completely blocked off, so it's forcing you to take side roads. And you see in the full scope of this concert that's going on. There is a that's like cosplayers and from different shows and games all around wandering about. You can see there's an advertisement for a contest going on, and on stage there is that's like different idol groups playing up, which you can go ahead and both make notice checks as you're driving by.
If
Okay.
this turns out to be some kid's crazy attempt
7.
to
I
win a
got a
costume
7.
competition,
Well, they should win if they can do that.
All right, so you got a 7?
Yeah.
are we making notice
All right.
checks?
Yes, yeah, go ahead and make a notice check as you're driving by.
I see all.
4.
4? Okay, that's enough. Ray, you see that the next lineup on this, the big one that they're putting up here, is a note for a performer called Chidori Takanada, the Starlight Songstress. So, which is the big act that's coming up.
Songstress.
You're too
Yep.
old. The answer is no.
And Thomas, as
You're
you're going
never too
by,
old.
you see.
You are never too old.
Oh,
I'm still virile.
TMI. TMI.
wow! I should be taking fate points away from that. So, but no, you take.
Take him from his cold, dead hands.
Well, if you need that, so. But as you go through, Tom, you actually see that as you're passing by the stage, there are actually several trailers that are linked behind there. But it's a little bit odd because normally, for any kind of performance, since you've probably been through a couple outdoor concerts, the trailers would just be sitting out, not connected to the stage at all.
Mm-hmm.
These ones seem to be connected to a door. And have tarps over them for some reason. So a little bit odd, but then again, you've not been to Japan before, so but it's something weird that you did kind of notice from this area.
I'll make a mental note of that. Weird.
But you
McDonald's would have been able to work out what was going on there with his theatre background. We should have brought McDonald's.
Damn.
Oh,
Seems to say.
so that's well, that's something you remember next time. So, but you make it over to the radio center. It is an unassuming small two-story block of a housing. You see that in the front of the store, two-floor worn. There are just tiny little kiosks that are set up all around the area, providing different things like small electronics, cell phones, MP3 players, and whatnot. And there are signs, although both in Japanese and English, telling of other stores inside that are being selling different things like capacitors, LEDs, and whatnot. So just small little, like a little multi-level Radio Shack now that no longer exists. So, and there are several other shopkeepers up in the front. So if you want to go inside, you can. You can talk to any of them and see if you can get any information. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna make a scan with the glasses of the outside building before we get out of the car.
Yeah, I think I'll join
Okay,
in that. That would
Okay, that'll be a all right. That'll be a science roll then.
Brilliant. And then with a +2.
Yes,
science. Okay. So
So
I
with
have
the
a
science, would that
+3.
mean for a grand total of +5?
+5. Okay.
Because my science
I
is
got a
+3.
4.
All right. You actually it's like that is over that, so you do get a boost on that ring. You see when you put on the glasses, big sign saying proprietary comes up, and it immediately starts scanning around the
I
area
click
and
yes to the
does pick.
end license agreement. I don't read it. I
So,
just click yes.
luckily enough, there is no license agreement in this case, so they're. That's like it's proprietary, but also they're not worried about it in Japan unless you try to take it out. Then it self destructs. So
Don't wear them when you do that.
absolutely. So especially not on the boat. They just get annoyed. Anyway, you see that some of the genetic markers that the Super 5 managed to pick up beforehand are showing up, although it's very, very faint at this point. Also, you see that there's a trail that seems to go around the building, or at least the edges into the alleyways. So they're not. It's like, but again, it's very, very faint overall. And there is another one that seems to be going into the main building itself. So three paths are kind of diverging off into different
Hmm.
areas. And let's see, since you got that, Raymond, Tom, go ahead and make another notice check without the glasses.
Okay. 3.
Three. That's enough. One of the shopkeepers seems to be eyeing you with a lot of interest. So
Hmm. I guess
he's
I'll
at a
go
front. He's at a
over to
front
them.
store with a multitude of different cell phones.
I'll
think
go
that's
over
the
and chat with them.
Okay. So that's like you'll walk over there. While he's doing that, Raymond, what are you doing?
I will get out of the car, and I won't wander far from my Asian friend, uh, but I will still be looking at the trails. Uh, so I'm like bending over and staring at the ground and whatnot, and yeah,
Just kind of keeping an eye on things. Okay. So
yeah.
you can go ahead and do that. You walk up. The store owner greets you in Japanese first, and you notice that when he does speak, the glasses actually give you an audio overlay of what he's saying, translating into English, and then gives you a starts bringing you options in Japanese if you wish to say that as well.
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
good. That's very helpful. um, I'll ask him. Has he seen anything odd around here recently? I say
Oh,
recently because there are Biomega Kaiju attacks every so often, so I'm gonna dial it back.
you mentioned Biomega Kaiju.
No. Sure, why not? What could
Okay,
go
well, if you
wrong?
mentioned
I'm a tourist
okay,
who came in a
so
black unmarked van with special shades on my head. Not suspicious at all.
but you see, go ahead when you mention that. Slips a little bit from him. Go ahead and make another notice check.
I'm so glad that's one of my best skills. 3.
All right, three. Not it's like that is enough. Although when he does, his smile slips a little bit. You see him going back into a sales routine, saying like, "Oh, you would like this particular phone. There are many, many different apps around." However, you see him; he's starting to sweat just a little bit, though. So you did hit a nerve with him. So you'll be able to ask him another question in a minute. Raymond,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Um,
You do have a trail
if
going around the end, so if you want to try to go into a further scan or follow that, you can.
Follow it.
um,
What could go wrong?
I mean, I am a steely-eyed rocket man. Why not? I'm gonna follow it. I'm
You'll
gonna
be
go off on
fine.
my own and get killed.
So, okay. So you're going around that area. Go ahead and I will say you can make. Hmm. Go ahead and make a notice check,
Cool. Yes. Let's see here.
and you can add your +2 into this as well.
Ah, excellent. Okay, so I get 5.
5. All right. You actually see. You manage to see that overall, um, as you see that the trail is leading off to the side and up, which appears to be a it's like fire escape that's going up to the second floor. However, though, as you look at it, you actually see a bit of residue that did not show up the last time. It actually looks a little bit fresher though than
Up
what
on the
came.
fire escape, you said?
Yeah, it's just right now on the fire escape. Appears to be just a little bit of a residue that appears to be fresher than the other ones that you were looking to. Probably, and as you look through the glasses, it gives you a timestamp of when that sample was left behind, and it says within the last 24 hours.
Hmm. Do I have any specimen jars or anything on me?
You don't, but you can. It's like if you want to do a deeper scan with this, you can roll a science one in conjunction with the glasses, since those are linked back to Big Science Inc.'s databases.
Excellent. That's what I will do then. So, my science is 3. Brilliant. Oh, hang on. There we go. Ooh, that's not great. Uh,
So, all right, what'd you
3.
get?
I got
3?
3.
All right. You see that the specimen is sampled, so it is you did successfully sample it. However, it will take a couple of minutes for that to come back from Big Science Inc. since there's a little bit of a lag here. So you'll be able to get that in turn.
I guess I'll just
But
sort of potter around then, like old men do.
okay.
Buy
So
souvenirs.
all
Or
right, you'll go ahead and
otherwise.
stay there. You'll go and stay there for a second. All right, Dom, what are you doing?
I'm guessing going all swear to me on this random shopkeeper won't go very well, so I will be nice and just say that I'm just curious. I'm just a tourist, and I've heard about this. What do you know?
So
Tell
okay,
me
so
your
are
secrets,
you
NPC.
Okay,
No,
so are you trying to deceive him to tell him that there's nothing going on, or are you trying to
I'm
build rapport?
build rapport, so he'll tell me more.
Okay,
I'll spend
so
money on his phones. I'll
okay,
use the Tesladyne card that I was given for emergencies and spend it on this. Whatever.
okay. Well, I will say that's a +1 if you want to make a rapport check. That'll be under banter. Go ahead and do
Can
that.
I
Okay,
get
so that should
credit
give me a
card
3.
for your greasing of the palms?
Yes.
I'll allow it. So that's a good idea.
The company card. Yes. Oh, yes. That will be a 6.
The 6. So that was a fantastic success. You hand over some money for a cheap little burner phone. So and he said, he looks around. Why would you be interested in biomegas?
Oh, just curious. I'm new here, I'm visiting, and I've heard about it on the news every once in a while. I was just wondering what you, a local, would know about it.
Looks at you for a second. Go ahead and make a deceive check. He'll see if he believes you.
Would that be under banter?
No, that will be under
Yeah.
intrigue. So if you don't have it,
I
that's
do not have intrigue.
so.
Um, I want. Can I spend a fate point for the not afraid to speak her mind aspect?
Uh,
I guess.
yes. So you. Oh, actually,
Okay.
I take that back. I'm so sorry. Banter, deceive is under banter. So that is.
Oh, good.
So you
A
can.
2. I'm gonna do it anyways because that +4 would be very helpful.
Okay, so you can do that. So go ahead and make it.
Okay. 4.
4. All right, that is enough. So he actually does believe that you are just kind of a weird thrill seeker. So, well, look, I don't want to get in any trouble just because I the, there have been things going around down there. I'm sure you've heard the rumors about the monsters that are going in. They already got Mr. Han. So, and I don't want to be the next one.
Mr. Han, who's that? And what happened to him?
So he's one of the small um, engineers that lived up here. He used to be an engineer for some of the big firms out years and years ago, but he just retired here afterwards. But he 2 weeks ago he just went missing. It went up, and we go to lunch every week, but I went up there and I saw something. Just God, it had its skin only made an outline in the air, and it I barely got out of there, but I locked it up. I made sure that nobody else could go in there. I've told him he's on vacation.
Where
Was
is
it in
this
So
that you
Rocket?
saw this?
it's when I was going up to Mr. Han's shop. It's on the second floor.
I know where I'm breaking into next.
So and sorry, what'd you say, Rand?
I just said, where did he lock this thing up? But you just answered that.
Oh, lock him. So
I don't
it's
think
like
it's still there. I'm pretty sure there's like a broken window, door, wall, ceiling, something.
if I had this guy as M. Night Shyamalan, he'd just locked a Biomega in his friend's apartment.
It's
So
gonna be
Damn it,
like the
Shyamalan.
recent Godzilla movie. Somehow the helicopter misses the giant hole in the mountain, and it has to be revealed by a soldier opening a door.
It's true, but it was a pretty cool scene, though.
welcome to
Wasn't
Japan. Oh, so yep,
Should I
you do
call
see.
Dr. Stein or go alone? Hmm.
What's
So it's
the most scientific approach?
Punch it?
well, if you want to, you do have that area. You're just around the corner, so but
I'll
you
go
do
get
have a
Dr.
more.
Stein.
So, and yes, Dr. Stein, as you're walking around, since you still have the glasses on, it's about that time you get the results back from the Big Science Inc. lab, and it immediately says fresher sample confirmed, and your whole field of your vision is uh, consumed by a big phrase that just says Biomega in blinking red lights.
Dun dun
Oh, excellent.
So,
dun.
I'd like to sniff the sample.
Don't lick the sample.
I'm not gonna lick it. I'm just gonna see if it has a distinct odor.
I'm just saying,
um,
after that, don't lick it. It probably isn't going to be good.
all right, notice check then. So.
I don't think I would get bonuses from the glasses because they don't insert themselves into my nose.
No, there's no
Maybe they
olfactory
do.
enhancers.
Who knows?
So my notice is at 4. Okay, so wow, I got 3 positives out of 4. So is that 7?
Nice.
So, okay, so yeah, you actually do smell this a little bit, and by God, if that we don't know how you know this, being a rocket scientist.
Oh well,
But
I'm used to sniffing out fuel, so you've got to be aware of gas leaks and whatnot.
Yeah,
true.
of
So,
course.
but since you're not a biologist, this is a little bit odd. But
Don't
um,
question his methods.
so it actually smells like of two things, which you're not really certain of. One of them, it very much smells like the saliva or saliva that would be secreted by certain lizards, particularly chameleons or it's like chameleons or iguanas, and
Interesting.
kind of for at least what would make it a stickier substance when capturing something. But also, this is a bit odd. It smells a little bit of burning ozone, like an a smell of an electronics burning.
That smell I know well. Ah,
Yes.
Ira thinks to himself.
So, but you have gotten the information. As I said, you gotten the information from the proprietor outside, Mr. Han's friend, and he comes. He actually, you see him right around the corner. Looks at you. Who are you with?
You talking to
Uh,
me?
And he's talking to both of you now. Now that you've kind
Oh.
of rounded the corner. So,
we are just humble tourists, new to your country. No,
Are we meant to not tell them where we're from? I don't know if we have to keep that a
I don't
secret.
know. You just ran off, so we didn't really finish talking to the people at Big Science Inc. So who
so
knows?
actually, no. I will. Sorry. Background information. I need to apologize. The Big Science Inc. is known through Japan. They are essentially part of the Japanese Self-Defense Force.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm just a harmless old codger.
You're just speaking in English, even though you have the options for
Yeah,
Japanese
I
translation.
seem to have gotten turned around. Where are my grandchildren?
Oh my God! Make a deceive check.
And all the fate points.
Which
I
is
want this
banter,
to
right?
succeed.
Yes, that is
Please.
banter, so it'll be +2.
Cool. Three.
3. So, unfortunately, this shopkeeper has gotten wise on you, and he immediately switches over to English. Look, I'm not stupid. This this is it's like this obviously is dealing with some sort of monster here, and I've been afraid to talk to anybody. The That's like I've been from what I've seen. Are you with Big Science or not?
Yes, they asked us to come in and help them investigate this.
Indeed. Is there like garbage near me?
um, odd or even. So choose odd or even.
Oh, even. Even.
Even? Even? Okay, let me check.
Even Steven.
Yes, there is garbage. It has not been picked up today.
Is there can I see a cup in the garbage? Or
Sure.
I would like to pick up the cup and try and scoop the sample.
Okay, you can you can do that. Although it's used, yeah, like a used teacup, so it's not going to be that hygienic. So,
Yeah, but at least we'll have it. I mean, I've already scanned it with the techno goggles, so I don't think I really need to worry about contaminating the sample.
true. So, although I will say, I will say, just if you're trying to keep it though, essentially you've recorded it to the database, so you don't have to worry about it unless you're doing any other kind of scientific experimentation. But you can keep it with you if you want. So, um,
I'm only going to carry it around for the scene, just in case
okay.
inspiration strikes.
Okay, absolutely, that's no problem. So, but I just want to tell you, yeah, you've gotten the information that you need on here. But the shopkeeper does come over. If we had some of the other big science researchers come over, but I heard a huge it's like huge fight out when I took them up to Mr. Han's apartment, and when I saw there, it was just in shambles and they were gone.
I would like to look up the fire escape, and then say, what floor is Mr. Hahn's apartment on?
He
It's only a two-story building, isn't it?
Yes, it's just a two-floor ward. So, yeah, he looks up and actually points up to the third window from the fire escape. So,
Is the third window from the fire escape broken open?
notice check from downstairs.
I could just
That is-
climb up there and check.
You can. So,
I think I'll
if you
do
want
that.
to. But Mr.
Alright.
Hahn does says
I
but
got
before
4.
you go,
I'll just do notice.
you got 4. Okay. From what you can
I
see,
got 6.
6. Okay. It is not broken. So.
Okay.
It appears that it's gone out and in, despite what the shopkeeper, who is Mr. Tadori, has been telling you. But he says he does tell you though that they are. It's like if you want to, he can give you the key in there, but he's not going back in there. He's just he's too frightened.
Don't worry, we got this. We'll take the key and check it out ourselves.
So, all right. So if you want to, you have the key, and you can go upstairs to like take a look, or you can go through the fire escape. So it is
Hmm.
your options are open.
We're already at
I'm
the
too
fire
old to be
escape.
climbing fire
I'll give the key to
escapes.
Dr. Stein and climb up myself.
I'm gonna go up
Okay.
the inside. I'm gonna go up the stairs.
Go up the stairs.
Like
I'm
a
Okay.
gonna take my
regular
time
person.
too.
Well, you are pretty old.
Dead.
All right. So you do see that. So well, this will be. I will say this will be a athletics text between the two of you to see who gets up first. So
Climb those stairs.
I don't like my chances. My action is 1.
I've got a 2.
okay. Like I said, you never know what happens. So go ahead. You got a 2. All right.
And I got a 1.
Oh. All right. So you will be coming up here next after Tom. Tom, you said you were climbing up the fire escape, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You reach up there, and as I said, it's the last one to the right, so you have to go through. That's these rickety steel supports that are going off to the side. But you do see the window in there, and go ahead and make a notice check as you've gotten closer.
Okay. I've got a 4.
4. You have That's like as you look at it, you see that it obviously is not broken, but it has been forced open now that you're up closer, and there appear to be 5 grooves that are sunk into the window seal next to it.
That sounds like claw marks to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I use the scanner to analyze it some more?
Yes, you can go ahead and scan that.
Okay. Time for some science. 3.
3. That's enough. You don't get any more new information, but this is the same Biomega scan that you saw earlier, and is just as fresh as the sample that was taken previously. So you know that's in there. Unfortunately, you can't see in the window because it is papered over, so to block out any sunlight. So you can try to open it up
I guess I'll do
here in a
that.
second. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that here in a second. Ray, you're almost at the door. Go ahead and make a notice check.
Brilliant. With or without the glasses as a bonus?
You can use the glasses this time. So
Brilliant. So that 5.
5. Yeah, you're about to take the keys and unlock the door when you notice that there is a pinging on your glasses, and its audio receptors are picking up very slight movements within the behind the door. So somebody is in the room.
Interesting.
Well, time
I
to
will,
break in to the room I can't see.
I will pause and wait.
So you're just seeing. You can try to, if you want to. You do have the glasses where you can try to scan to see if you can get past the door to see anything, because it does have an extensive sensor suite.
Oh,
You can try to unlock the door or stealth in if you want to. So
yeah.
those options
I
are up to
will,
you.
I will use my T-ray emitter.
So T-ray emitter. All right, that'll be a science check with the +2 in the glasses.
Brilliant. Okay. 5.
5. Yeah, you managed to ping in through there. From what you see on the that's like X-ray emitted is that there is something with a decidedly low body temperature scuffling through the small shop front in here, because they actually when you get up to the second floor, you notice that it's kind of like similar on the outside, is that there's a small kiosk over, and then there's kind of a door leading back into an apartment area. And so
I
I take. Sorry, my throat sounded a bit strange there.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
take.
and you can communicate to each other with the glasses. So
I was
sorry.
just about to say, I take shelter against the wall next to the door, and then whisper, "Glasses, can you talk to my friend?"
You see the pop-up coming, opening up communication with Bao Lang. Bao Lang, you're on Big Science.
All right, right
Lang,
when that happens, I have opened up the window. What?
Lang,
So you,
there's something
so
in
you
the
are
room.
you are opening the
Yes.
window.
I want it to coincide that way for the irony or whatever it would be.
Okay, so you
The warning that something's in there. What?
all So, all right, you try to open up the window and you feel it jam. It gets about maybe a quarter of an inch open before it hits something, making a fairly large noise. And at that moment, you both hear the slight movements become more overt, and something stands up.
So is it a window that like swings open?
No, it's pushing. It's
Sliding.
slides up. Yeah, it slides up.
Oh, okay. So there's something above it that it's hitting.
Yes. So yeah. So either it hit a rod or something else that has
I wish
fallen off.
Jenkins was here. He could just push it all the way up.
So, but you do hear that. So, but it is. It's like this. You do hear the scuffling, and Ray, since you still have the glasses on, you can see that the figure is now moving at high speed towards the door. So, what are you doing?
The door. Crap. Uh. 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 Let's see. If only I had a rocket.
So,
Can you make a rocket real quick?
Actually, I'm going to make an aerospace engineering roll
okay.
to see, is this biomass flammable? Like, just off its smell,
Best
do I
rocket
think I can
scientist.
ignite it?
Oh, so yeah, you can go ahead and make that. So I will say, since you are also in communication, you can just make a general science. I would say,
Actually, can I
Tom, if
make
you want to
a
make a general science roll.
material science check to know how to rip this particular window open really quick so I can get inside?
Yes, I will allow that.
Thank you, material science. You came in use. And 3.
I
Three?
got a 5, unless the glasses help me, in which case I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah, that's like it. You see that this creature right now, actually, its composite goes through. It does have enough components that it actually would be flammable. You see that whatever chemical compound is fueling its, what you assume it's its camouflage effect, is highly volatile.
It's a good thing
Which
you're
is,
from World War II, so you obviously smoke.
I was going to
So-
say, do I have a lighter?
Go ahead and make. You are in a hallway of different kiosks, so you can make a notice check to see if you can find something. It's a Sunday, so these top ones are closed, but there might be something out though. So and going back to you, Tom. You do manage to make enough of a. That's like enough of a pull that you jiggle the window and the dowel that was holding it in place falls out, so you can pull the window up, and you get your first look at what appears to be a 6-foot lizard man that appears to be fading in and out from your vision.
Ugh.
Not the weirdest thing I've seen.
So, but it looks around and hisses at you, so go ahead and make a notice check.
Okay. 6.
6. You see that it's like it is rushing towards the door, but it has two things that are kind of note that seem to be out of place. One, it seems to be carrying some papers that it has shuffled from the desk in the middle of the room. And again, this place is just a complete disaster area. It looks like it was looking for something and has found it.
Hmm.
And also, there appears to be some sort of armband with a device counting down on his right arm.
Okay, well, I know what I want to do. I want to grab the thing that was preventing the window from opening, and I want to throw it at it, hand holding the papers that's trying to get away with. And I want to spend a fate point to use Tessadine's second most dangerous employee so I can do way more damage to it, so we'll drop it.
Okay, so you're trying to make an attack on it? All right.
Yes.
It is already running, so we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. I will take care of that in a second. All right, and what did you get on your notice check, Ray?
I got a 5.
You got a 5? You don't see a light anywhere. Luckily enough, there is a kiosk off to the side where somebody was fixing motherboards, and there is a portable soldering gun.
Even
Iron.
better.
So you do have that. You can actually see through your glasses that the creature has noticed your partner. So you will have a chance to get a drop on it here in a second.
Brilliant.
So, all right. So this will be full of combat.
Do we need
Tom,
to roll
since you
initiative or?
no, this will be basically who acts first in this case. So unless
Okay.
there's something else, and then we'll make a roll for specific speed. But since Tom was obviously making an attack first, he'll resolve.
All right.
Yeah, no,
This-
that's fine.
This first one. So go ahead and make your combat roll.
Okay. That
And this will
be a 5 because I spent a
That'll
fate
be-
point.
You'll be a 5? Okay. So, and let's see. All right. And the lizard makes a 7, so he dodges
Damn it.
deftly out of the way of your javelin jowl throw. Or, excuse me, javelin dowel throw. Don't know why he'd be throwing a jowl. That'd be kind of gross. So,
Yeah, that'd be kind of.
but he dodges out of the way and is now heading straight for the door. So he's about to burst through it.
Oh,
It-
even better.
In this true. So, but I'll say because he is running away, he will not notice you. So as you can get the drop on him. So,
Brilliant.
so what are you doing?
Okay. Where does it say what my fate points are, or does everybody start with a standard amount?
You will start with 3.
Okay.
So,
So, what I'm going to do is I am going to I'm going to crouch down against the wall next to the door with the portable soldering iron in hand.
okay.
And I'm going to get ready. When he steps through that door, I'm going to throw the teacup full of his own blood at him, and then I'm going to jab the soldering iron into him to try and set the blood on fire.
You're the best scientist.
I'm a fighting scientist.
Oh wow.
You are.
Yep. I like that. So, this will be.
I was in the trenches.
Okay, since it is a surprise, but if you're going to throw that on first, it'll be a 2-step one. So I'll say this will be because you're trying to create an advantage first before attacking. So and I do apologize. That's something I haven't gone to before. Anytime you're doing any kind of combat rolls or any other rolls, you're trying for 4 things: attack, defend, create an advantage, or overcome. So this will be a 2-step process if you're wanting to do that to get more damage on him, since you've determined that part of his biology is volatile and flammable.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I will say, hold on a second. Go ahead and make, I would say, an aerospace and a rocket science roll to get the full coverage on this, since you're trying to do it in such a way where it gets the most of his own saliva gets on over him.
Yes. Rocket science. Yes.
Okay.
I got a 7.
A
Nice.
7. Okay, so
I'm glad we brought you.
that was a significant success. Good job. You do get that, although it does have.
Calculate the throwing arc.
Yeah, you calculated it perfectly. So when you threw it, it's like the amount that you collected goes over his hand, over his other side of his arm. But since that's going through well, you did have an issue though with this. You see that the documents that he's carrying have also been covered. So you will get a fate point back for that because you have an excellent shot, and I'm compelling that.
Yep. No, I'm
Uh,
going to take it because, like, at the very least, we can piece together scratches of the information from the burnt documents.
Not very
Absolutely,
well,
good job.
but sure.
But we'll
So,
also have an actual specimen.
That's true. That's probably more valuable.
Science.
so you can do that. Excellent. And once you take but he did see you and unfortunately saw what you got on him. So he is going to get one attack on you before this beforehand. So you will have to defend. This will
Yep.
be. Let me take a look. He will go ahead and be using Tooth and Claw on you.
Yep.
And what are you defending with?
I guess I'll just defend with action.
Action. So,
can I spend
all right.
to get a bonus to that? I'm not quite sure.
You can, but how are you? What are you calling it? And what are you invoking in order to do it? What's the description?
I am invoking my time in the trenches.
Time in the trenches.
Nice.
Okay, good job. So yeah, that'll be a +3 to that. So you have a +5 total with that fate point spend to dodge out of the way.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
So, but since he saw you though, he will also be invoking a fate point for this, and will be going for Lurker in the Shadows.
Ooh, well I got a
So-
5.
All right. Oh wow! So you were absolutely lucky. You managed to dodge out of the way because he got all negatives.
Nice.
So
Yes.
my rolling helps you all. In any case, so you are out of the way. You will be able to go ahead and take him next turn with your soldering attack. And Tom, what are you doing?
Is there anything I could use as a weapon in here? Or did I bring any weapons with me?
You don't have those weapons, although, and I do apologize, I forgot to tell you this. You initially do have one armor for Tesla-Dyne standard issue vests. So
Okay.
if you do get
Oh,
hit,
sweet.
so you will be able to absorb a little stress if you do get hit from that. But you do already have that. So if you want to make a notice check, you can search for anything that would be a weapon.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I got a 5.
5. You look over around the edge, and you do see that there is two. That's like there actually are two small generators that you just small, actually belt-sized portable ones that are still charged. So you can use that for something if you can figure out.
Time for
So-
to make
Swing the belt around like a mace, like a flail. Generators will hit with some weight.
He makes a solid case.
Oh,
what I'm-
science murder hobos.
Maybe they'll explode with electricity.
Of course. That's how generators work.
Oh,
Exactly.
but
I
you
know
do have.
these things.
He is a rocket scientist.
Yeah, that is a good idea. So, but you do have that, and yes, you
I
do
want
have
to
your
use
attack.
mechanical engineering to make something like a taser using it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can jury rig that, but we'll do that roll here in a second. We'll see with that. Raymond, you have your attack now, so you can try to set the lurker on fire.
Yeah. I mean, my action is only +1.
Spend a
Well,
fate point.
you can spend a fate
Spend
point.
the fate point.
Okay, and
So with the fate point, that'll get me +3. So that'll take it to +4.
well, it will only be +3 because your action is 1, correct?
Oh, okay, I see. I understand.
Yeah, so you have that, but it's a good job though. So yeah, you have a +3 on that, invoking my time in the trenches.
Yes.
So, all right, and you can go ahead
I get
and
3.
try to do that to give an effect on it.
I get 3.
You got 3. All right, he's going to try to dodge out of the way. Let's see. Oh God, it is just sucking for him today.
Good.
So you got a three. All right. Well, the good news. The good news is that he did get a three, but defenders do win on ties. So he
Oh,
does get out of. It's like he does get out of the way. However, you manage. He is sliding a little bit of goo, so you do manage to set that on fire.
great.
So he is now.
Now the
He
building's
is
on fire. Good job.
well, yeah. It does create a nice little blue flame that is only very quick. So, but he is now running away, and it is causing little firefoots to go after him. So, he is trying to make his escape. So
Excellent.
you can go ahead and pursue him. Although I'll say if he gets if he gets three successes ahead of you, you will lose him completely.
Maybe I should chase him, and you should make the taser weapon out of the generator.
Oh, I was going to make a rocket.
Oh, do that.
So,
I'll
what were you
chase
Well,
while
making?
he's
you make
running
a
down a
rocket.
hallway right now, right?
It's running down the hallway, yeah. So, although
Yeah.
depending on what you're doing, it might take a little bit of time to do what you're doing, and that probably will let him go.
Well, I'll
So,
Well, we'll
chase
see
after
what.
him, and that way we know where he is, so we can fire a
Yeah.
rocket at him.
So you chase him, and if I can get a rocket on him in the next turn, then that'll happen. But otherwise, I'll like run to the roof and like aim it like an RPG.
okay. So,
This is the best
all right.
plan. I'm excited to
Oh
be a part
wow.
of it.
Oh man, this is starting out interesting. So, okay. Then you will have to track him first. So, Tom, go ahead and make an athletics roll to see if you can keep up with him.
I
Okay.
mean, he's gonna be. At least we can track him more easily now because of that fire trail he's going to be leaving.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
I got a 2.
A2. All right, I will say that does give him a negative on his. Well, actually, I'll say that gives you a plus on where you're going. So this is just to help keep up. So that'll be a 3 this turn.
Yay.
Shit. So, all right, you catch up to him. So he will have one. So that's been reduced to 1. So he will still have 2 more rounds to try to get away.
Okay.
So, all right, Ray, what are you doing?
All right,
Rocket
so I'm going to make a
surgery.
notice check, to try and find something to use as a propellant. I'm looking for a fire extinguisher, a aerosol can, a gas tank, like a propane tank type thing. I will even settle for a can of alcohol.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead and make your roll. Notice check. Your success will determine what all you get.
Excellent. I got a 3.
3. All right.
Unless the glasses give me a bonus.
For this case, no, because this will be for sensing anything else on there, and this is just a general search there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just thought I'd bring it up in case.
No, that's a good. You had a good point on there. So, but never never fear to ask questions. I will be happy to answer. So, but yeah, you don't see it in this case, but you do manage to pick up a small a fire extinguisher and what appears to be a 2-liter a 2-liter green tea bottle. So those are the things, and also what appears to be I'm trying to think of the word. Excuse me. A Bunsen burner, actually, a Bunsen burner valve gauge. So.
I take
So
the Bunsen burner and the fire extinguisher and start running towards the roof.
Okay, so this will make your turn. So you'll see from where. So it'll take you 1 turn to get there. So if he is lost, if Tom loses him this next turn, these next 2 ones it will be lost. So just to let you know. So go ahead.
In that case, instead of running to the roof, I'll run to the window. Is there like a window in the hallway or something? I'll run down the hallway.
Okay, so that's you can run behind him. So you do see where the trail is going, and he does appear to be kind of heading to another room to kind of get out another window. So if you want to head, I would say an alternate route you can go is the fire escape does go all the way to the roof. So if you want to get out the window and go that way,
I
you
already
can.
ripped open the window. It should be pretty easy to get up there.
Yeah, so you can get up there that way.
Okay, well then we'll do that.
So, if you want to. So, all right, that gives you the option, and the next turn you can make it. Tom, go ahead and make your athletics roll to see if you keep up with him.
All right. I got a 4.
All right. And he makes a 4 as well, so it's defender on tie. So you have one more chance to keep up with him. So,
All right.
all right. Raymond, you're on the roof, so if you want to make your jury-rigged rocket, you can do so.
All right. So I've presumably still got the soldering iron.
Yes.
Okay. So I am. Okay. Let's see here. There's nothing. What kind of fire extinguisher is it? CO2?
It's a CO2 fire extinguisher, yes.
Alright, I'm going to make a quick notice check on the roof in case there's something else that might help me.
Okay, so what specifically are you looking for in order to do this, just to see?
A brick, a something flammable, or yeah, a brick or something flammable.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, go ahead and make your roll.
I did not do very well. I got a 2.
A 2? All right. I will say you either, well, actually, you do find one of those. You do find a small, that's like you do find a little small can of kerosene on the top of the roof. So.
Brilliant.
So. You do have that. And the other. All right. And while you're doing, I will say, and is that enough to? Well, are you going to start creating what you are using now, or?
Yes, that is enough. I will start jury rigging.
Okay. So you can make this jury rig roll. We'll come back to you. Go ahead and make it, and we'll come back to you.
Cool.
All right, Tom. This is the last one to keep up for it before he jumps out the window into the opposite alleyway.
Can I do a flying tackle onto the lizard man so I can use combat instead of athletics?
Yes, you can. So just be warned that if he gets past you, you're going to fall flat on your face and take stress. So.
Well, that would probably be like mental stress for embarrassment, if anything.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Of course, risking it.
All right.
All right, let's roll.
You say risk it for a biscuit?
For the cookie.
I know, risk it for a biscuit. I love that saying. I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Write that one down. And I got a 6.
You got a 6. All right. He will try to dodge out of the way since he sees you. All right. He ended up getting a. He ended up getting 5, so you managed to go ahead and tackle him. So he's down on the ground, basically stuck in between the window seal and and where you're holding him onto. But it's going to be a physique to try to pull him back in the next turn.
All right.
So, and the trail of fire
action,
is catching up with him.
Okay. So, but while you're doing that, all right, Ray, go ahead and what was your role on the assembly?
I got a 5 to jury rig my construction.
All right, so that is what is needed for here. So it will work as a miniature rocket. So was this meant to just? And what was the effect of this particular rocket?
So the CO2 fire extinguisher was originally going to be propulsion, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to use the kerosene and the Bunsen burner together to make thrust. And I'm going to take most of the nozzle assembly off the kerosene can so that it's off the CO2 canister, so that it is more aerodynamic at the top. So it's got that sort of domed part of it, and that is going to lend weight to the thing.
Okay.
So it's going to be like it's punching him in the face.
Punching rocket. Okay. All right. So you're still in communication.
And if it explodes, it'll be fun too because there'll be CO2 foam everywhere.
So it's a fire retardant missile. Good job. Oh, I like this. I really like this plan. So, okay, you have this. So if it will be an athletics check to go ahead and get over since you're on the opposite side of the roof. If Tom can hold on to the lurker,
All right.
you will go. Yeah,
I'll give it
you
a
will have your
shot.
chance to fire.
Can I
Okay.
make a rocket science roll to and get the glasses to feed me the location of my companion? And
Yes.
aim it
Yeah.
like he is a spotter?
Yes, you can. So you can do that. Go ahead and make the roll. Although, since you're on the opposite side, it will be difficult, though. So,
Well,
think
I've got
you have
a
like
superb
another fate
rated
point, so I'd
rocket
use that.
science.
yeah. So it will be difficult since you're on the opposite side. But go ahead and make. You can go
Should
ahead
I
and make that roll. I
spend my
like that.
last fate point?
Yes, because
All
then
right,
we'll have
so that'll
samples.
take
Well,
it
actually,
from 5
I'm going to tell
plus
you right
7.
now. The difficulty I'm giving for this is a 7, just because of what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I would say. So if you think you can make it without the fate point, go ahead. But you might want to save those for some point.
I mean, you can win fate points back in play, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you win by basically when I compel.
Yeah.
When you're either doing something that's your character or you're compelling, which means that you get a negative aspect because for GM fiat essentially. So
Yeah.
Get
No,
two
I'm
minus
gonna take the fate point. So that'll take it from +5 to +7, right? Am I understanding that correctly?
yes.
Cool.
All right. So I like
That's
this
the
plan
plan.
so far.
Let's see how we go. Yes,
All-
I got 3 positives and no negatives.
All right.
Nice.
So that's
So
like
a 10.
that's 10.
So all
And I say just at the last second to my companion, jump out of the way.
Don't worry, it's halfway out the window. I don't have to go anywhere.
Oh, it's just gonna
Oh.
like punch him in the head on its
Yes.
way down the side of the building.
Yeah.
And this, it does not know this is coming. So, that's a good job on that one. So, let me see. The missile, the makeshift missile, soars over soars over the store and manages to go into a beautiful arc. And the lurker looks up just in time to see it ramming its head. The force of it is so great it actually wrenches him out of your hands, Tom,
Oh.
and sends him careening down to the ground. And you said you had a 10, correct?
Yes.
So, all right. So, that actually will he go ahead and take out the majority of his physical stress. He is officially down to 1, and he is taking a mild consequence of it's like Apollo program creed
Nice.
in order to mitigate this last one. So he is down on the ground, which is on from the second story, and you can actually officially catch up to him down there since he will not be able to get away. So, but
That's
the
a
CO2
Rocky reference, right?
Yes.
Apollo
yes.
tree.
Since
Rocket reference. Yes.
I was doing a NASA and Rocky one.
No. I got the NASA reference. I just
Okay,
wanted
yes.
to clarify.
So, since you were doing essentially a rocket punch, so
Yeah, no. It's cool. I like it.
there we go. So, but yeah, he is down for this one. So you do have a chance to get down to him now, Tom, from the other
All
skylight. And I will say,
dive kick him from where I am because that sounds awesome. But I'm worried about the consequences of my actions.
It's a
For one.
pretty long fall, 2 stories.
yeah, it is. So
I know. I will be sane and somewhat sane and climb down the wall.
Okay, this will
I'm
be
an
your
action
athletics. I'll say this is your athletics check to go ahead and see if you can get to him before he recovers. So this will be your one check.
Can I like take a free invoke of his aspect so he's dazed while I take my time to go down safely?
Well, this will be when he tries to get away, when he makes
Okay.
his roll to get away afterwards. So this will just
All right.
see if you can
I'll
get to
just
him in
roll
time.
then. Oh, that's terrible.
What'd you
Ooh.
get?
I got a 1.
I got a 1. Okay. So you managed to get down there, although you see him, he's shaking around. He looks up, but you see that, I would say go ahead and make a notice check from where you're at, and
All right.
Raymond, you actually get you get to the edge of the roof just to see this as well, so you can make a notice check.
Oh, brilliant.
I got a 4 because I rolled nothing.
All right. So, all
I
right.
got a
Awen,
1.
you got a 1. All right. So that was at least enough. You see that when you knocked him off, down on the fire escape, the papers that he was carrying are there. So he's looking back up at you and about to jump up when that armband on his side starts beeping. And go ahead and what you see, Raymond, from your glasses, since I'll say in this case it gives you the plus
I
2.
think I know what the beeping is going to be. I think it's going to be like his monster serum has just run out and he's going to revert.
I'm also worried it's an explosive and it's gonna blow up.
Well, that would be kind of cool too. So,
So-
you were saying that I see something from my vantage point.
Yes, you do see something in your vantage point with the visors. It's set. That's like you actually see on the side that the armband says "failure, retrieval not necessary" in Japanese. It looks
Huh.
over, screams, and then both of your visors suddenly show Biomega disintegration in process. Take cover.
Oh, well, I'm on the outside of a wall in an alley, I assume. So
Yes.
There might no. I got an idea for you, Tom. There might be
A window for me to jump through.
on the building opposite. You
Oh,
could
that's
launch yourself off the wall and dive through the window.
yeah, I'm doing that.
So, okay.
I'm
It's
just
safe
gonna
to do
duck.
that, right? I've seen it in movies all the time.
So,
Action science.
Action science. I got a 3.
But since it is about to explode, you do get 1 point back because I'm putting you in danger. So you get under the compel of dead men tell no tales.
Oh boy.
So, all right, and this will be an athletics roll to go ahead and take cover. So go ahead and make that.
Well, I
Do I need
rolled
to
it
make a
earlier.
roll as well? Because I'm just ducking.
Yeah, you're
You're
on
just
a
ducking?
roof, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, you're on the second floor, so it's still the alleyway. It'll go up, but
I rolled a 3. Would I be taking any minuses?
so no, you can you can jump through that. So,
Okay.
but you do see a mighty fireball explode
I don't look
as
at it.
the
It's really cool.
yeah.
Cool guys don't look
As-
at explosions.
Yeah, so yeah, you saw a biological creature explode. So, yes, the Biomega Lurker has failed in its mission supposedly. So you've managed to go ahead and defeat that. The explosion is heard from everywhere, and immediately the police are coming in. So
As I stare down at the explosion for the side of the explosion for a few seconds, pondering what we've done, I all of a sudden have a smack of realization and say, "The papers!"
I think they're gone.
So, well, again, luck. As you had it beforehand, Tom, you actually saw that on the firewalk next to you, those papers are still there. Although
good.
although you saw that the flames that are now emitting from the explosion are starting to reach towards them. So,
Now I
you'll
gotta
have
jump back.
Well, I might be
you're
able to get to them easier.
well, I would say it was on because where he was at the window next to the fire escape. And
Yeah.
that's where it was dropped when when you got the missile punch on him. So you can jump down if you want to get to it.
I
So
was going to go down the fire escape.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's
So that the fire escape goes to the roof, so I should be able to just walk down. I might need to make an action roll to get there in time.
so this might be a good time. So go ahead. Actually, I will say both of you go ahead and notice. Go ahead and make a notice check. So
Okay. That's terrible. 2.
I got 4.
4. Okay. From where you're at, even walking down the fire escape, it won't be in time. So, because at least for what you have now. But since you made your notice check, you you notice that there is a symbol that has appeared in your visor that says Biomega emergency detected. Deploy reflex armor? Question mark.
Oh God.
Obviously, the answer is
I,
yes.
I whisper to myself, "Oh, I really don't look very good in lycra," and say yes.
Approval noted. Repeat. It's like repeat code phrase.
Of course.
And
Is the code phrase like?
Big science team activate. Of course, or something like that.
it's like
Got a pose and everything.
it is under the name of Go Big Science.
Go big science! I shout as I thrust one fist into the air.
Yes, and at that moment, you notice that you see a bright light, and the visors deploy the Big Science Inc. patented reflex armor. So,
Looks like it's standard.
An old man dressed as a Power Ranger.
absolutely. So hold on just
You
for a
have
second, and
power cane to go with it.
so hold on just for a second. If you
You were
look
in
inside
World
the
War
chat,
II. You kind of are.
Yeah.
if you look inside the chat, here is a link for that. This will count as a equipment stunt for you both.
Cool.
Brilliant. Oh wow, hello.
Yay, mega
Computational
stunts.
mesh.
So, and I will say this. Go ahead. This does give you a bonus.
This would have
So,
been very
since,
helpful when I was chasing that lizard man.
well, this is before you knew you were facing a full Biomega. So, Raymond, you can go. This will be a combat to roll down there and to get the papers before the fire reaches it.
So it'll be +2.
Yes.
Excellent. Where is... There we go. There's the thing that I'm looking for. One.
One.
Yeah, I got a negative.
You have a
negative-
+2
okay.
to combat.
Well, yeah, you have the +2 to combat. So
Oh, okay.
plus because of the suit. So
Yep, my bad.
no, it's okay. So
You do some backflips and stuff, even though you're moving
So-
forwards. It's really cool.
so will that will at least give you 3, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is enough. You managed to do something of a complicated flip that you weren't really aware that you could do, or thought you could. Get down onto the fire escape, grab the papers, and duck back into the window before the flames manage to overtake you.
Brilliant.
So, congratulations! You have managed to save the documents and save this particular area from the Biomega Lurker. So,
Yay.
and at that moment, you hear your comms come on. It's Dr. Yumeno. Are you okay? I saw that the reflex suit deployed in the presence of a Biomega.
Yeah. Dr. Stein made a rocket out of, I think it was a fire extinguisher, and
There was a
it
fire
hit him in the
extinguisher,
head.
and a Bunsen burner.
So, oh, well, very good. But what happened?
We went, I talked to one of the shopkeepers, and he said that he saw something in one of the people who disappeared's home, and so we went and investigated it, and there was one of the creatures in there, and it had some papers in its hand, so we chased after it. And now it's dead.
So, oh, well, that's imagine. I don't imagine what was going on. But do you say Han?
Yes?
Are you talking about Akira Han?
I did not get his first name, so I'm not sure.
You have the papers in your hand, so you can take a look.
Dr.
take a
Stein, what
look
does
at
the
the
paper
papers.
say?
So, yeah, and as you take a look, you do see that this is actually showing Dr. Akira Han, PhD. It's like robotics, it's like neurology and biology. So that, and as you say that name, Dr. Himeno says that Dr. Han was one of our old colleagues. What would they want with him? So is he there? Is he safe?
No, apparently he went
Ah.
missing 2 weeks ago.
Oh God, if I had been keeping up with this. Um, uh, can you put the papers that you found in front of you?
I
And
put the
them into
papers in front of me.
PDFs.
Yep. So you put through, you scan those into
Scanning them with
PDFs.
the glasses, presumably.
Yep. You're still in suit, and although it does give you an option to take it off now. So
Don't do
Yes.
it. You look
God,
cool. What
yes.
what color Power Ranger are you?
Ooh,
uh,
purple.
sure. So you're a Guardian Purple. So that is we I did not want to tell you beforehand. We had thought there might be an issue with this, so we also gave you access to the reflex suit technology just in case. Although it is again very proprietary and also somewhat dangerous, so we said it not to unlock unless a Biomega threat came into presence.
Fair enough.
So, but yes, this is his work though. But why would Shinka want this? He had nothing to do with this. He always thought his research was more advanced than any of ours.
Maybe he
So,
just wanted to show off. I don't know.
our embarrassment. But I'll take a look at this recently. Contact us if you have any more information. So we will be back with you as quickly as possible. And the link goes down. So, but yeah, if
I
you
would
want to
like
look
to
through
go
his
back
paper,
to the room that we found the monster in.
okay.
Wasn't when we first arrived there was something about radiation signatures like they were detecting? Can I scan where the monster blew up to see if I can see that? Like so we can track
Uh,
it?
yeah, you can actually. The glasses actually already have that in there. It's essentially just that it is now confirmed as full biomega energy. So,
Okay.
what you can go ahead
I
and
just
make a
wanted so
science
if we
roll.
go to the other places we don't have to look for goo and we can just
Yes.
detect it
So,
better.
and I'll say if you want to go ahead and make a science roll, you can do that now.
I will. Uh -2?
-2. Wow.
I'm more
So,
on the
okay,
action part of action science.
okay. Actually, I'll say if you want to add your mechanical engineering into this, this is with the glasses. So
Oh
I
good.
I apologize.
That was a -2. I now have a 1.
All right, that's actually enough. You because of what you've seen now, and you know that this has been confirmed by Omega. Your glasses were able to integrate the signatures of this uh, dampened field into it now, so you should be able to identify any Biomegas with the glasses alone.
All right.
So
Cool.
from here on in, so yeah, he was apparently using some sort of dampeners in order to be able to hide his creatures, which is again not known for Dr. Shinka, but he is an insane megalomaniac, so which is going through. But you do look at the papers, and I would say you both can roll science rolls too if you want to try to understand what's in here.
Okay.
Science?
I
You
want
can
to
do
use
material science.
material science. Yeah.
Yes, you can use that for this, and it'll probably be just for Ira it'll be a general science roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be base science for me.
1. I'm not really good at this science stuff, am I?
I got 7.
Hey, you got a 7?
You're a
I got
genius.
I got 4 positives, and my base science is 3.
I'm just here to punch
Excellent. So,
stuff. It feels like, and not as good as your rockets can either.
That's
okay.
true.
Well, even though you were working on propulsion systems most of the time, you did have an outstanding interest in cybernetic enhancements,
Well, 'cause
particularly that
we're
you
looking at employing robots in our rocket program.
absolutely.
Yeah, we wanted to make
Well,
a
we do have
robotic
Robo
rocket.
there, so
Yeah.
So,
like the time we went
but
to
what you can
Mars.
actually but what you actually see is that this paper that Dr. Han has wrote was specifically for some sort of new type of neural interface that he seemed to have been working on in private, or at least in his retirement, that would actually be able to link people together in some sort of parallel processing form. Essentially creating a human, it's like linked human processors.
That's not creepy at all.
Imagine- I'm just imagining the big dome from the Rick and Morty episode where it's covered with Mortys,
Oh God!
except they're being used as a computer.
Does it work by
Get the
torturing
same
them?
This is gratuitous. You can get the same effect by strapping together 10 Mortys in parallel to a car battery.
Not that I do it. I'm just saying.
Something I toyed with on paper.
Oh God. So
Oh,
God, that
that's what they're kidnapping people for the giant torture dome, so people can't see his genius rays.
Yeah, exactly.
It all makes sense now.
Oh man, so yeah, that's what you pretty much have. So, but yeah, But we see right now. This is as a scientist who was actually fairly trusted though, and before his retirement for Big Science Inc. And as far as you can tell, this is not. These designs are not showing any kind of negative connotations. It's essentially just helping people use process to basically unlock other hidden potentials within their own brain, or the medical application from this, as you can see, would actually be to help other people who are suffering other neurological damage or diseases gain a sense of help by essentially hooking them within other people and teaching their brains to function again. So.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting idea, actually.
So you could actually see this was a medical, basically a medical trainer, in addition to possibly, connecting the smartest people in the world to create, to ascend the singularity. So,
Is there,
a science
there-
check now that Dr. Stein has explained this to me, because it was way over my head, apparently. If I was a crazy egomaniac with this knowledge, what would I do?
you can make I would say you can do that on there. What were you wanting to do, Raymond?
I was going to say, is there a schematic for this device in these pages?
Yes, although it is slightly singed. Although now that you have a little more time, you can try to search you can actually search his apartment to see if there's anything else you can find.
Well, I'm going to take the schematic out of the pages and fold it up and put it in my breast pocket, and take it back to the fighting scientists.
Okay,
So,
so
okay.
I rolled my if I was a crazy person, and I got nothing. I rolled a 0, so,
And then I'm
Okay.
going to make a note
Yeah, you have no idea.
papers.
You have no idea about this yet, but I'll say both of you managed to gain some other insights with this now. Specifically, if there are other people disappearing around this area, and you do know that now that from this experience that Dr. Shinka is a mad biologist and geneticist, he very well may be kidnapping people for stock. So, in building something or creating new versions of his either Shinka soldiers or Biomega drones.
Shinka soldiers. Are they like his version of the putties from Power Rangers?
that's my guess.
Biomega drones are essentially what those
Monster.
are. So I created Shinka soldiers because I like the name.
It's a
So,
nice name.
Alliterative.
It doesn't have alliteration,
Oh.
but it has something. Oh no,
It
it does
has
have
a little bit
alliteration.
of it.
Soldier.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you do have that. So there are two. So you do kind of have one part of the puzzle now that Shinka has obviously kidnapped Dr. Han for something. So,
I
but
got
it involves
a 7
this.
to look for more knowledge in the apartment.
Okay. You do see, actually, you don't see much else in here. A lot of the everything else right now was just parts and pieces that he seemed to be just running this little shop as a side to basically fund his own experiments and also to kind of get different projects that he needed. But when you do go through there, you actually do see something that's kind of out of place for a 70-year-old man, which is a flyer for the idol concert, specifically the
The one that we
Shigeru
saw before, the
I
advertisement.
was going to
Tanada,
say we go
the
there next.
Starlight Songstress.
Of course, it's an evil plan to create the perfect idol. It all makes sense now.
So this room is got a lot of tools and stuff in it, right?
Yes, it's just like soldering on there. Although it is very trash though, because the lurker was going everywhere. So
I turn to my companion and say, if we're going to run into these sort of threats again, we might need to arm ourselves.
Of course. I mean,
So
you're
you-
still in that reflex armor.
No, I took
well,
the
and you
reflex
do have
armor off.
and you have that as well.
I know.
So, but if you do want to try to create some sort of weapon,
yeah,
you do have, yeah, you do, I
Finally,
would say
mechanical
you,
engineering.
yeah. I want to make I'll just tell Aaron what I want to make. I want to make a something. I want to make a couple of rockets about the size of a beer can, but a little thinner.
okay, so you're just wanting to, are they, are these just like little explosive ones
Um.
or so
hmm.
what do we have?
Uh. Does he have uh any canned food?
Yes, actually, if you're looking for cans, I will say this.
I'm looking for like canned beans or chickpeas or peas or something like that.
Easily, he's a man. He's a man in his 70s, so he's just eating at home most of the time. So,
Yeah. So I'm gonna make one rocket using the canned beans. That will be basically like a an oversized paintball rocket. uh, so I'm gonna make two of those, and then I'm going to make one explosive rocket
okay,
and another fist rocket.
Because those are
okay,
so useful.
all right,
They're like the best. I think I wanted to make, like I thought about earlier, using one of those generators into some kind of like taser thing.
okay.
So grab like a metal pole and attach it to it.
Okay, that's actually workable. So go ahead and make your rolls. I will say these. If you are successful, it will depend on what abilities you get with the stunts. So,
All right.
Yeah, cool. So
I am the worst.
I got 4 on my rocket science.
I got a 1 on my mechanical engineering.
okay, so I'll say that yeah, for what it is, you get a Tom, you'll get a temporary stunt of Shocking Grasper, which will basically give a +2 and paralysis for the 1 turn, but it will burn out after that.
So
So
it's single use only.
yeah, single use only. And for yours, you will have 4 of your rockets, but they will only be useful for one thing each. So one can only be used to attack, one defend, one to overcome, and then one specifically for creating an advantage. So you'll have to declare those when you use them.
Yeah, cool.
So they will not be multi-use. But you do have that. You do have a little bit more evidence here. So where are you going next?
I guess the cosplay idol concert place.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so
We'll put these
you do
rockets
manage.
in a backpack.
You actually, I've done that. Before you say that, you have the police come out, question you. They do show that you do have connections with the Big Science Inc. So they understand that this is a biomega threat, and you managed to save
We
lives,
just
so they
flash
can
our
let you go.
scientist badges.
Yeah,
They're little
Excuse us, officers. We're
lanyard.
scientists.
yeah.
We're
Tesla 9 knows what's
scientists.
going on. So you do see that, but also uh, there is another one of the representatives that Dr. Yamino sent, one of the younger scientists, who hands you a couple of other things. One of them being a bag that you can put on there, which is made of a special at least special metamaterial that it seems it could hold more than it probably should.
It's
Lots
a
So,
of bags
bag
of
of
holding.
holding.
so well, it's part of an experiment that's connecting that is
Pocket
connecting it to an
dimensions.
alternate a pocket dimension. So, but it does have an odd core to it. So you shouldn't throw it into fights. Just to say.
Think of what this
That
means
means we're
for
going to be throwing
cosplay.
this eventually.
This would be an amazing cosplay technology because you could actually have hammer space.
So no, it is hammer space. So
Think of the cosplay implications, man.
yeah. Well, it's always going to be bigger on the inside. So, but in any
Cosplay.
case, oh, go ahead.
I said to the cosplay thing.
Oh yeah. So to the cosplay thing, I thought you were saying that. So my apologies, but we'll go ahead and head there. And actually, I will be right back if you want to talk among yourselves and think of a new subject. So and what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we should transform and pretend that that's our cosplay thing. That way
Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea.
I mean, otherwise we'd be a little suspicious with our giant bags full of rockets and generators on our back. But if we
Yeah,
look
no,
like we're
that's a great plan. We'll pretend to be. Oh, also, I have a ability here. Well, not an ability. I have provoke at +3.
oh, that means you can start fights with people.
Yeah, so if we need to like draw the attention of someone, I can use my rockets and go provoke.
What is that under? Is it under banter? Because I think it's more like insulting than.
Oh, it's on. Oh, you're right. It is under banter. Yeah.
So I guess that would be more like an intimidate kind of thing, or
Yeah, that's true. Like, you don't know jack about science.
you know nothing about rockets.
I'm just gonna grab a drink from my fridge, but my fridge is in the same room as my. I have a one-room apartment.
I will be right back as well. Gotta refill my water.
Oh, I'll stretch it out. Oh. 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 Why is my chair like that? Whatever.
Okay, I'm back.
He returns! Thomas went to refill his water bottle.
Oh, okay, absolutely no problem. So, I would say, is this enjoyable so far? Are you liking this?
Yeah, I've wanted to play Fate for a while.
Okay.
I've never played it before, obviously. Someone I know bought it bought the book a while ago, and everything I've heard from people online has said, you know, it's a good system and whatnot. Yet everybody that played it with the person that I actually know is like, it's not a very good system. And I feel that I can confirm that is to do with the fault with the
Alright,
GM.
I am back.
Okay. So, that you might think that that's good. Is it just the difference of using the plus and minuses this time, or?
Yeah. I was just I wasn't sure when I was first looking at this character sheet. I wasn't sure if you add. So it says I've got +2 in band. I've got +3 in science, for example, and then it says I've got +5 to rocket science. I wasn't sure if those two numbers are meant to be added together at first.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm gonna say that's an issue with the Atomic Robo version of this, since they've created modes instead to kind of separate them out a little bit. So,
Okay.
because baseline Strange Fate is a little more simplified than that. So, but it's mainly just the way that they're presenting it. But I can completely understand that being confusing. So,
I actually really like the mode system. It's really easy to just kind of see where everything's grouped up.
yeah. So, if you're familiar with Fate,
It didn't take me long to work it out. I felt pretty confident for most of it. I really want to play Base Raiders. I really want to try out that whole the thing with the how you can shape what the base you are currently investigating is going to look like.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Thing.
So no, we had a lot of fun creating a lot of stuff for that. So it was just kind of one of those interesting wild rides too, and especially since we were doing other stuff for the next book. So, but which I need to finish up the proofreading on that. But that's another time. But we're going back into high times in Akihabara. So now. No, after leaving the Radio Center, you've been and finding one of the Dr. Shinka's Biomegas trying to steal the plans from a now missing Dr. Han, you're heading back to the Chorodori for that's where it appears that one of the performers, Chidori Tanada, is possibly a Biomega planter spy. So you're heading.
It's a good
So
thing.
Thomas had a brilliant idea
Okay.
that we're going to turn on our super suits and pretend that we're cosplaying as that.
As the Science Team Super 5?
Yes.
As the Science Team Super 5. I'm having trouble remembering that name for some reason.
Keep on
It's
saying
okay.
Power Rangers, so...
I
Hey, if
keep
you
on
said
thinking
you were gonna
it's
call
Super
them
Robot
Sentai
Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Oh my god. Somebody else who remembers that.
I remember that as well. It was a weird show.
I remember that because a band that I like made the song for it. I liked at the time, wrote the song.
Okay, so, but yes, if you want to, they are Japanese celebrities, so you
Exactly.
can go in there.
Yeah, so we're going to be cosplaying as those, is what we're going for.
Okay,
There's
and you
probably
will not,
like 20 other ones there, so we should blend in pretty well.
Yeah, you should be able to do that, so, although you probably don't want to transform off the side, because the normal
right
suits
there.
do
They'll be fine.
Yeah, expend a large amount of energy, so...
That's why there's explosions behind us.
Yeah, so we don't really know what that is, but that's also part of the aspect that Dr. Yumeno is still working out the bugs. So
we should like transform in a bathroom stall?
No, payphone booths. Obviously.
Okay.
That's where everyone transforms.
It's the only reason.
Well, if you're in the...
Oh wait, God, this is present day. Those don't exist
Speaking of
anymore.
payphone booths, I will tell a very quick anecdote. In Australia,
yes.
Our main phone company is converting all of our phone booths that remain into Wi-Fi hotspots that are free access.
Oh, that's really cool.
That actually, yeah, that's worked. Cause, yeah, at this point in time, who uses a phone booth anymore?
We don't even have the
drug addicts.
Yeah,
drug addicts
I guess.
And people on the dole, which is public welfare payments, is the dole here. That's what that's called. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess that is. This is sadly probably my first world look at this going because even burner phones are pretty cheap at this point. So, but in any case, nope. You go ahead and transform off the side, and then make it back over to the
I'm
Chorodori.
saying my suit is orange.
So
you've got an orange suit. I've got a purple suit.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, Guardian Orange and Guardian Purple. But you do walk back over to there. The concert is in full swing. Tom, those trailers that you see back there are still in there, and they still look as odd though. But you can go ahead. You both can make notice checks.
Okay.
And you can and also make sure to include your visors too, because the sensor suite is still active.
That gives me a +6.
That'll give me also a
So a 6. My
so
rolls are just terrible now.
I got 5.
5? Okay. The couple things that you notice just from the cursory glance, since I'll say you're standing off to the side on the sidewalk where you can get kind of a half view of the front stage and the backstage. In the front stage, you're seeing the concert. Chidori is singing along and doing her normal one, and you see everybody, the fans out there in costume and whatnot, are dancing around with glow sticks. But yeah, Raymond, you notice that they're dancing oddly in lockstep.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, they are completely synced for what they are, and when you look around, you notice that there is an odd audio signal. It's like generating from the stage. You can get more information on it, but you'll need to move closer to it. So,
just like that Lonely Island song.
We're not on a boat.
No, Kindergarten, where they're talking about the lyrics are like, don't think, just obey. We put it in a song, so do everything that we say.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one, okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm on a boat is always the one I immediately go to.
Mine is, I'm an adult, so... I'm an adult.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe they've taken the brain interface technology and managed to convert it into a mind control technology.
Rolling science and
That
see
is
if
a
that's
possibility.
possible.
So, but yeah, you'll have to move in closer to that, so you'll get a chance here in a second. Tom, you actually see that from your angle on the backstage where some of these trailers are, that there seem to be security guards that are looking around at the halfway point, nodding people through, and then they seem to be in a line there, a line that's going around to each of these trailers, and you can't really see a door, but there seems to be some sort of seam that's in tandem with the tarp that's going over there that will open up and then close in, and these people are just walking in.
But I need to get back there while Dr.
So,
Stein
um,
investigates the sound.
Yes.
so yeah, it is marked off with a fence. So if you're going in there, you kind of have to get around you have to go through where the guards are. You can try to stealth your way in too, but there are guards around the perimeter where they can possibly see people. So you do have a couple of different options.
I think I will try stealth. What's that under?
That will be under intrigue.
Then I will not be trying stealth.
I don't even have
Okay.
intrigue on my sheet.
Yeah, me either.
You can do it, but it'll be rolling at a +0. So
Oh god. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
No, I'm not doing it. My rolls have been pretty bad lately. Plus I'm in a bright orange suit, so
Ask the suit if it has a stealth mode. I know it doesn't,
yes.
but
Is there a stealth mode? Actually, wait. What does the suit have on it? Oh, I closed the PDF file. Let me go open that again.
it
There
has
we
a
go.
thing
that's
where you
just the
can get a
baseline for it.
+1 to physique or athletics.
There is. Okay. I know. I will use it to move faster than they can track, because I'm so fast right now that I can just run past them.
So you're trying
And they're
to
not
literally
looking.
just run
In
past
their
them in
blind
a
spots.
distraction.
Yeah, in their blind spots where they're not looking.
Okay, I will. I'll accept it, but it's going to be difficult though, just because you're
You know
using
what
a
you could,
skill
you know what
outside
you
of it.
could
So
do, Tom? You could also use the sensor suite to create an advantage
Oh.
by
yes,
working out where their
Where
line
their
of
blind
sight
spots
are.
are. Yeah, let's do that. I'll do that
okay,
first.
I would accept that. Okay, I will accept that. So you can go ahead and make your roll on that. Raymond, what are you doing?
I'm going to ask the suit if it has a way to protect me from audio-based mind control.
It brings back a notice on there that yes, it does have defenses against auditory attacks, although it is limited though, and would only be effective for a certain amount of time.
Well, I only need like 10 seconds so that I can run away from the sound.
Okay. So, but right now, yeah, what you can, but from, yeah, if you can still get information from the scan, so because you do have the odd audio distortion that's going on at the moment. So, but you have to get in closer to the stage before you can before the suit can pick up anything else.
All right, so I will walk closer to the stage, and I will be aiming to head towards one of the speakers.
Okay.
To make a science roll.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics roll as you move forward.
I don't even have athletic. Oh, but I get a. Do I get a +1 from the suit, or is that only when creating?
Let me take a look. That's actually part of action. I'm so sorry. Go ahead and you have a +1 on that. So because that's part of action, but yeah, the pre-gen did not write that in. So go ahead and you have that.
So I just roll my +1 action.
Yeah.
There we go.
So.
Oh, and I got a 5 for my notice check.
You got your notice check? Okay.
I got -2.
So, yeah, as you that's like as you and are you adding the yeah, actually let me see on the reflex suit because it's only to combat, it's not to athletics, I think. So
It's got 1 to athletics, but it says for creating an advantage, I'm pretty sure.
okay.
+1 to overcome or create an advantage with physique or athletics.
Physique, athletics, and Well, you are trying to create an advantage because you're trying to get through. So this is not combat. So, and you do have a
So I'm
plus
at
one
minus
on.
one.
Yeah, because if you're using the suit, you have a plus two. So did you get underneath that?
So even if I got a plus two, I would still be. I think I would be at 0 in that instance. But let me
At
just double
0?
check the
Okay.
roll.
Okay, no problem. So I just want to make sure you're getting it right, so
Yeah,
we
no,
don't
no,
have
no,
to
no.
worry
I'll
about
just
you.
double check my roll. So if I'm at plus two total for base
Yes.
after all that, then I would be at 0 because I got a plus and a negative, and then I got two other negatives.
Okay, so you do 0. Okay, that's fine. So you try to push through. You're trying to move through the crowd, but the line sync is in step, and it's really hard to get through it. So
Really
it's
concerning.
it's literally a wall of people that seem to be blocking you off with their weird uh, idle line dancing, so to speak.
Oh
So,
God.
so if you're gonna get through there, you're either gonna have to push through harder, or you're gonna have to figure out another tactic.
Oh, I've got another tactic, but I don't want
Save
to
the
use it. I'm going to
rockets.
save that for
Save
later.
the rockets.
Yes, the rockets. But we'll go back in a second. Tom, you do see that there is from where the guards are at, and the other ones that are behind, they do seem to be moving in a specific pattern. So I will say that you've been able to create an advantage of knowing that, which gives you a plus one on your athletics. And oh, actually, I'll say this will be a plus one specifically to stealth because so you have that for this roll.
Well,
So
alright, time to Solid Snake it, or at least how I play Solid Snake. So, expect the alarms to go off soon. Oh,
okay,
I got a 3. I'm very shocked.
a 3. Okay, all right, and that will be against theirs. See if any of them see you.
Maybe I should spend that one fate point I got, so it'd be a 5.
All right. So, well, actually, before you do that, that's no. At this point, no need on that because they have a minus one. So you managed to get in their immediate in the perimeter, so they have not noticed you.
Yay.
And so you will have a chance to go ahead and approach one of the trailers or do something else here in a second. All right, Raymond, what's your plan of attack?
Okay. I am. Let me look at my sheet here. I could use my provoke ability. I am going to. No, that won't work. Sorry, give me a moment. Let me think here. So I've got a crowd of people that I need to get past. And I've got a whole bunch of rocket science to do it with.
Hmm.
Okay. Uh, hmm. Hmm. I really don't want to use a rocket, to be honest. I
So,
guess I will try and uh, use the power of my super suit to climb
Punch your
over them or
way.
something.
so, so you're
Use
gonna try
combat.
another
A
athletics.
+2.
Yeah, I'll go for athletics with the +2.
Try to dodge around. Okay, that's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
All right, let's go. One.
One.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had, yeah, you tried to do a little bit of a pushback again, and unfortunately, you're just meeting more resistance on the wall, though you do make it in a little bit further. However, you are starting to get looks from that's like the audience members, annoyed and otherwise, and maybe just a little bit suspicious.
I know
So,
what I'm gonna do when it gets back around to me.
okay, so you'll have a chance to do one more. I will say, although if you do fail one more time, the notice of the crowd will come upon you. So
Yeah,
that
no, no, I understand.
will be in set. So all right, Tom, you're in the back area, the backstaging area. What are you doing?
I'm gonna scan for the Biomegas. That way I know where to go. So
Okay,
notice
you go ahead.
check.
Notice check. All right.
Whoops, gotta clear that. That would be a 5.
A 5. Oh God. You didn't see this before because what you realize now before you were inside this perimeter, apparently they were blocking devices that were set up at the four corners to prevent any other scanning equipment from getting in. But since you managed to get past that barrier, you look around. You see that the guards at the front, two entrances, and the ones their side that are leading into are all obviously augmented biomega humans. They do see that's like they have been taken. They are able apparently of at least minor transformation, but that's not anything to the bigger one. That the three trailers that you're seeing that they're leading people into are showing huge biomega readings. So
Hmm.
that are the length of apparently the length of each of what these trailers are supposedly are. And again, the only thing you're seeing is this reflective tarp that seems to be basically almost skin tight to it over it, and that seam that people are that's opening and people are going into. And now that you have a little more view of it, are not coming out of.
Yeah, that's not good. Um, am I able to send signals out, or are those being blocked as well?
You could try.
I'll do
But
that.
so you open up your comm, and you're hearing a lot of static.
Well, I'm sure the doctor's fine. He's got this.
So,
Oh yeah,
so,
I'm
uh,
so fine.
but you'll
I
go
don't
ahead and make
know.
your
You were
decision on what
pretty
you'd like to
badass
do next.
earlier.
So you can make your decision on what you're doing next. And Raymond, what are you doing?
Okay, so I have a quick question about this character sheet. It says on here, skill improvements, 4 points. Specialize 1 trained skill, focus 1 trained skill. Does that mean that I can
Sorry.
add a new skill?
Actually, yeah. Usually, specializing and focusing means that you can bump it up one. So, let me see where is that at the bottom or
It's like
Yeah,
right
it's at the
underneath
bottom of
the
modes
skill
and
list.
skills.
I thought that was just like why everything was like why I have a material science at good, even though I only have average science. I thought it was things that were done already.
okay. So, yeah, I do apologize that I forgot that was actually part of this. So, I will say in this case, yeah, specializing means that if you have a focus skill, or sorry, if
Yeah.
you have a train skill, which means that there's at the very base, you can put it up to focused and bump it up one and go up to two. So if you want to go ahead and bump one of your skill sets up to it to another one, you can. So
Basically,
I will allow it.
I wanted to give myself a skill into banter, that would be called that would be something like fight song or something like that to do with like a lot of the times in militaries and team organizations and things like that, you have songs and things that you sing together to uplift yourselves and keep yourself focused on task like work songs and things like that.
Okay.
I
Um,
wanted to have a skill like that
well, actually, I would
from
say
my time in the military.
so. I actually like that. And I would say if you want to, that would actually fall well underneath rapport if you're trying to get people on your side. So, or that's like on your side, or are you trying to use it to direct some like a horde in your favor?
I was basically going to challenge the singer on stage to a sing-off as a way of getting myself closer to the stage.
Yes,
Okay,
rock
and then
off.
in that in that case, I will say if you want to, you can use your specializations to bump provoke up to a 4 if you'd like. So since that would be the same effect.
All right, so I changed provoke to a 4.
hmm
Excellent.
So and since that was your specializing, and if you want to focus a train skill, I would since you have that option as available, excuse me, I would suggest putting your athletics or combat up one.
All right,
So
so I will put my I'll put my combat up? I'll put my athletics up one because I'm going to try and always use rockets for combat.
Okay. Which works. All right. Right. So you do have the information, and what is your plan?
So I'm going to shout out. Actually, first I'm going to say, whisper to my super suit, bring me some kind of musical piece or song that is associated with the fivesome, the Science Five.
The Science Five.
Yes.
So, all right.
Like their chant, their something
Their
that
theme
their
song.
supporters might sing. You know,
All right.
their intro theme.
That plays when they win a battle.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. So, all right, it pulls up the information and says, yes, we do that. No external speakers. What?
That's fine. Just feed me the lyrics.
Okay. So you can go ahead and do that.
And I'm gonna use my provoke and say, you're not a real singer. I'll show you a real singer as I strike poses.
This is the best plan ever.
All right.
I'm the best.
This is only going to be difficult provoke, only because you have a din of a crowd going through.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So, although I'm going to say actually, if you want to make a quick science roll, you can possibly get an option. So.
All right, I will make a quick science roll. I got 4.
All right. Now that you're at least close enough in the crowd, you see that the weird vibrations are not coming from the speakers. They actually appear to be off, and the stacks are there apparently just for show.
Oh wow! So it's coming from the actual singer.
Yeah, this is all coming from this idol, who just seems to have the audience completely enraptured, and it's almost in a supernatural trance. And so. But you do have that, so if you want to be able to contend with that over what she is projecting, you can try to go ahead and overtake the speakers to give you an advantage.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so this will be a general science roll if you want to give that, and once you do that roll, after that we'll come right back to you, Tom.
All right.
All right, let's make this roll. I got 3.
3. That's enough. The PAs go on live, and so they are now wirelessly connected to your suit's comm. And you are able to make your declaration. Yep. So I will say this will be your last roll for this. Go ahead and make your provoke attack.
I shall make my provoke. Oh, hang on, let's do that first. 8. I got 4 positives on my roll.
8? All right. Oh, you have elicited the showstopper. Everything goes dead. Chittery Tanada, it stops dead and is
my challenge. I sing my challenge at her.
You have sung your challenge at her, so and she stops dead, and you're seeing daggers in her eyes. It's only now that when you're looking at her, you realize that she does kind of have some sort of weird, unearthly beauty that should not really even stick to another human. And about that time, as she looks at you, the scanner immediately comes up and reads the giant Biomega warning.
This is just like an episode of like Power Rangers. Like Power Rangers meet the singing creature, and rather than shoot it full of lasers, they're like, "No, first we've got to have a sing-off."
I was kind of thinking of Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny and the Rock Off Against the Devil.
Yes, but you do have that. So, Tom, you're back.
Well, obviously, I have to go under the tarp and see what's in there.
All right. So, luckily for you, though, let me go ahead and make one specific roll. You are in luck. Your partner's musical challenge has been noted by all the guards. They have stopped taking people into the trailers, and they are looking directly at the stage. So, if you want to make a stealth check, you have a +2 to that to get up there.
Oh boy. 2.
2. I will say, all right, this is against their roll again. See if anybody sees you. And luckily for you, they only get a 1, so they are not.
I'm
Uh,
oddly lucky with terrible rolls, but matched by other terrible rolls.
all right. Yep, it is pretty. So that you managed to get there. When you you managed to get up to the seam of the first trailer, and see that there actually seems to be some sort of panel that the it's like the Biomega guards were going ahead and hitting every single time. Excuse me. To open it up,
Okay.
and so, but
Oh,
it does.
it might only respond to a certain genetic material.
So I have
So
to cut
it's
someone's hand off? Or knock someone
Well,
out?
you
Yeah,
could,
that'd be easier.
you could rub their saliva on your hand.
That'd be really
yeah.
gross.
So yeah, you do have the yeah. So it looks like that this might be some sort of odd biometric set. Although you are a materials engineer, so you can take a look at that and see if there's any way around it.
I will do so.
Okay.
So that's a +3, and it's a 3.
A 3. This is it is actually possible to looks like the metamaterial they're using for the signature can be overridden by a strong electrical shock.
Oh, it's a good thing I've got this hand taser I just made, so I guess I'll
But
use
it's
that.
single use, your hand taser.
I know. It's a good thing I made that.
Yep. So although this will be the only use for it, if you try to do it this way, you can try to get Biomega DNA somehow.
That sounds really like a bad idea. So
Yeah, I would
use
take
the
the easy
taser.
path.
So, all right. In any case, but if you want to do this one, you can go ahead and make a 1. I'll say this is overcoming,
Okay.
and so this will be a +2 to your roll
What
for
skill would I use? Mechanical engineering. Okay.
mechanical engineering or materials engineer.
I will use my material science because that's a +3.
Okay.
So what was my bonus again? It was 3 and was
+2.
So I got a 4.
Okay. So that is enough. You managed to cause that's like the interface to lock in, and it retracts, and it's about the time where you need to make a will save.
Oh, I'm really glad I have that skill at a +3.
So am I, right?
So,
It
well,
should
you're not
not
seeing
be
it at the moment, so.
Oh, my will is +4.
Oh, this is the worst. I got a 1.
All right. You will go ahead and so you only got a 1. The challenge was 4, so that's 3 mental stress or taking a minor consequence.
So if I took 3 mental stress, would that be each one would mark off 1 box?
You would mark off one, for this. You would mark off 1 box for the number, because so essentially you have 3 mental stress, so you'd mark off the first one
Okay.
if you want to absorb it.
I'll just absorb it right now.
Okay.
So just while we're on that topic, just to make sure that I understand this, I've got
Yes.
5 mental stress boxes. If
Yes.
I take 3 mental stress, can I put that into the box that says 3 and it will absorb it?
It has to go sequentially. So if you would essentially, if you want to absorb that 3, you have to mark off the 5 one, and it's done. So,
Okay.
and then you go down from those numbers. So say like you had one attack. This attack was 3. You mark off the 5. You have another attack that's marked as 6 somehow. Then you can
I
mark
would have
off the
to
next
take
2.
out 2 boxes.
Yeah, or you would have the option of taking either a mild, moderate, or major consequence, which would give you negatives on your roll for a certain amount of time.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I understood that properly.
No problem. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely no problem. So, but yeah, you open it up, and you are the only thing that is really comparable to what you might have seen is this appears to be a biological processing center where you are now seeing people hooked up to what appears to be tendons, tentacles, different organic pumps, and are being put into pod and reduced down to their any type basic states of biological masses and being funneled somewhere underneath the earth.
Well, that's not good.
Everything around you
God,
appears to
they're
be
turning them into
biological
batteries.
walls.
It's like the Matrix.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah,
God, that made no sense.
well, this is even worse than the Matrix because again, you were seeing the part of this. People are being dissolved into their biological states and just into genetic matter and are being funneled into something underground. And the inside of this, for lack of a better term, they're just being digested.
It's like the end of Neo Genesis. They're gonna turn us into a sea.
Oh no,
So-
Tang! Tang everywhere.
I'm sorry, this is a slight divergence. I don't know if you've heard. There are Japanese Neon Genesis fans who are trying to put a mini Spear of Longinus on the moon.
I know. That sounds like the best idea.
No, it's not. So,
I would
case.
be thoroughly entertained by that.
So, but you have noticed this, so we'll come back to that reaction. So,
Oh yeah, sing off.
the sing-off. So,
This is the most
Jittery
important
is
part of the
looking
game.
home that are wondering why would the scientist be a singer? It's because of the USO shows. I love showmanship.
oh my God, that's you have a fate point for that, so I'm giving you one. But Chittery's looking daggers at you. It's like the super team. I thought we had taken you all out. You are no longer a distraction.
You're
Keep
the only
singing.
distraction here. The distraction from real singing.
Ooh. So that will be a that will actually be a provoke attack against her will. So you can go ahead and make that.
Oh, she's gonna get.
Call her a hack. Say she uses auto-tune.
Ooh, this might not go as well as I'd hoped. I get a 2, unfortunately.
A 2? Okay, but she will just be defending with will. So, see how much on that. And she makes a 5, so yes,
Ooh.
she immediately bounces off that attack. But also realized, no matter, my master's great work is almost complete, and Akihabara will become his domain. It's like that. Until then, you will be crushed underneath the boots of those you wanted to protect. And she is starting to sing. So let's go ahead and make her attack. And with the +2 of the Biomega Idol aspect of her abilities, which she is invoking, she got an 8 on her provoke. So you are now dealing with the combined audience of 1,000.
Jesus.
So who are now coming to attack you.
I hope this doesn't go like End of Evangelion, and I hope you're not Asuka, because that's not going to go well.
So I'm going to keep singing as I go, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one of the rockets out of my bag, and I'm going to...
Is it a speaker rocket? Because I
Well,
hope
it's going to take you
take
this
my-
round to... Oh, sorry, I'll just let you know. It's going to take you this round, one round for the Horde to get to you first, because Jittery is not attacking. She's just allowing others to attack for her. So,
Yeah.
in
So
control.
I'm going to keep singing, but I'm going to take my belt and quickly tie it to one of my rockets, and I'm going to use the rocket to lift me up into the air by holding onto the belt.
So,
Best
are you
idea.
trying to get a sustained flight?
No, I'm just trying to get a boost up into the air, and then I'm going to do some aerospace engineering to get over to the stage.
Oh, well, okay. So I will say, all right, you're going to try to get on stage with her. I will allow that. So that will be creating an advantage.
Yep.
And you
So
can
that's
use your
my
rocketry,
advantage.
I'll say. Yeah, you can use your rocketry ability on that since you're just holding on to it. So, and I'll say the reflex suit allows you to do that. So go ahead and make your roll.
All right. Ha ha ha! 7.
7? All right. That is enough. It actually, you propel yourself over the crowd. It gives enough lift, thank God, and you were positioned right over the stage.
As I go.
Oh, what were you doing? I'm sorry.
I'm singing the Super Science 5 theme tune while I go.
Okay, well, for a fate point, another fate point. What are the words to the Big Science Inc. Theme song?
Super big science, let's go now! Super big science, save the town!
You earned your fate point. Good job. So, but
All that
we'll have to make.
performing arts school paid off.
It did. So we're glad we can have you for that.
I know.
But you did make that over. You managed to go ahead and tip over onto the stage. Although, in order to make sure you land without hurting yourself, you have to make one more athletics check.
Ah, well, it's a good thing that I upped my athletics.
Yeah,
The super suit give me a bonus to athletics as well?
for an
Yes,
advantage.
it does.
Yeah.
+1.
Oh, it's meant to be for
Or overcome.
or
Yes, yeah.
So is this overcome?
All right.
So the super suit will take me from +2 to +3, right?
Yes. So,
Yeah.
and I'll say that's actually enough. You.
Well, I need to
Yeah,
roll.
that's
I
enough.
just was
Oh, you haven't
double-checking.
rolled? Okay, I'm sorry. So go ahead.
So that's 4. I got a 4 in total.
Okay, that's you're plenty with style, so you managed to roll on stage, and you've put enough distance between you and the audience, so you will have 2 rounds of combat before they enter the fray. So, where you can do that. Back to you, Tom. That's like you've discovered this, and
Well, my
as far
first
as
thought is kill it with fire, so because it should not be.
okay, you can make a science roll to see what would possibly be the weak point of this, because you can roll on baseline biology.
Okay, I have a +1.
So,
Can I use
and
the
also
scanners for a +2?
Yeah. Yes, you do that because it does have benefits on scanning biomega genetics and biology. So
Oh, good. 1. I'm really glad for that
1.
+2. The worst luck.
Yes. You see what looks. You see that there's some sort of vein or capillary that looks like it's carrying
That glowing part.
fluids.
I must hit it for massive damage.
Video game weak spot.
All right, but you can go. It's a guess, so go ahead. You can go ahead and make an attack on it.
Okay, I'll do so. And the suit gets me a +2 to combat, so I have a +6.
+6. You do. You do manage to hit some sort of liquid vein. A thick green, horrible smelling
Ew.
fluid falls out. And at that, and the entire structure around you seems to shudder. And you didn't think a building could scream. Apparently, this one does. So,
Not good.
That's a bit horrifying.
so,
I'm gonna need some therapy after this.
so yeah, but you're not. Since you already dealt with this, you don't have to make the will check at this point. However, you did catch the notice of some of the other guards, so you're going to have to deal with that here in a second.
Oh boy.
So. Excuse me, but that has been taken care of. And now, going back over to Raymond. So you're on stage. Chittery sees that you're coming through, although she is going to try to actually do a telepathic rapport to see if she can prevent you from attacking this turn.
So
under the guise of, I am beloved, why would you want to attack me?
So I will need to make
invoking
a will
Biomega Idol again. So she will get this attack this round, and if she is successful, it will prevent you from doing completing any action. So to defend, this will be will.
Yeah.
So, all right.
She needs to beat. Oh, I'll wait and see what you say. I got 6.
And she gets a 7. You got a 6.
I got 6.
All right, she got a 7.
Yeah, indeed.
So you can't. So you are frozen at this moment.
She's
unwilling to attack. Yeah, unwilling to attack the most beautiful thing that you've seen at the moment.
The most beautiful
So
monster I would like to add.
In this case, so we'll go back to the other round. Tom, you come to the entrance. get outside of the entrance of this, because now that you've hit this vein, you see that the trailer blob is starting to collapse in on itself.
Oh, good.
And you rush out, and you see that three of the bodyguards are standing out there. And so, go ahead, and actually go ahead and you can make a notice check.
Okay, I will do so. That is a 4.
A 4. You actually see that each of these guards has a specific Yakuza tattoo on their arms, which is really odd, especially within Akihabara, and also especially that your visor actually gives you a cultural reference. That this particular group is not well known for, is only known for being in one area, which is as an enforcer for the group outside of the Weiss Bayaka, the weapons store. So apparently they're going from one other area, but you don't have much time to think about that, as they all three end up transforming into what appear to be wolf creatures.
Well, that's not good.
God.
With chitinous plating all over their bodies. I'm sorry?
The Yakuza transformed into wolf creatures, or the bio thing?
The Yakuza bodyguards that were apparently all the ones bringing people in here.
Jesus.
Well, I guess I'm doing some punching. Really
So,
wish I had that
yes.
right now.
Well, your fighting suit gives bonuses to punching.
Yes, it does, and I'm glad I have punch
So-
at +4. So,
Yep. So you can go ahead and attack one.
all right, I will do so. And that's a 7.
A 7. Okay. All right. We will go ahead. They will. I will say choose. This will be the center. So he will get one chance to react. He does not make it, so he will take a. He will go ahead and take one stress box. And
Okay.
and the other two will attack, since
Oh,
you
no.
at least managed to. You. So.
There's no one else, so
But I will say that you don't have to worry about separate ones, because they're attacking as a unit. So if they miss, they miss.
All right.
So. All right, and you will have to beat a 4.
all right, I will parry the fist.
Okay.
I got a what's that? A 6.
A 6. Okay, that managed to get around them, so they will be able. If you manage to dodge, thanks to the reflex suit and your own skills, and we'll pull around on the next round.
I am the second most
all right.
dangerous member of the Tesladyne Corporation.
Absolutely. All right, and Raymond. All right, you see that she's Jittery has seen that she's brought you into thrall, so she's going to try to convince you to walk into the crowd.
Oh,
so,
God. Right, where's that?
this will be another. This will be a will save, or if you can figure out another, and also if you can figure another way to resist it through an advantage or a stunt, let me know. So. But she will go ahead and make her rapport check. So, well, actually, in this case, it'll be provoke, since you're trying to go through there. All right, but she did not do as well this time. She only got a 3.
I'm gonna go with will to resist.
Will to resist again? Yeah, this is your
Yeah.
will. So, all right, go ahead and make that.
Oh, thank Christ. I got 6.
Okay, so your defense is full. You have been able to block her off, and you will get a chance to attack her or perform another action this turn.
I tell my super suit, cut off all sound input from the outside world.
Okay, that's free action. So, but you will. That does give you a mild consequence, as so long as it off is deaf to the world. So.
Yeah, no, I understand that. That's fine.
Okay.
And I am going to use, while I continue to sing, I am going to use my rocket science skill to launch one of my rockets at the pyrotechnics of the stage to try and set off all the pyrotechnics.
So you're trying to create an
shower
advantage.
the crowd. I was actually going to attack the crowd with that.
Oh, so you're attacking the crowd.
Oh. They're just
I
mind
like to-
controlled, right?
Yeah, it's not going to kill them.
You're
So-
just really badly burn them.
Oh, actually, one of the three things, the four things: advantage, overcome, attack, and defend.
Yeah, in this case, if you're wanting to prevent the crowd coming through, that would be that would be creating an advantage, essentially creating a blockade between you and the idol and the crowd. Excuse me.
Okay.
So I would say that in that case, you can attack them, but yeah, these are innocent people who are being mind controlled. So if you're willing to do that, you're gonna have to make a will test afterwards.
I was gonna say to. Yeah, no, I'll use it to create an advantage, to create the wall of fireworks to stop them from coming up on stage.
Okay, so I like that. So, and I would say
Just like that Left 4 Dead map.
Oh,
doing
and
The best map.
yeah, and I would say if you want to use that specifically for invoking the fate point, that would be under the description "burning out of fuel I haven't long."
Ooh. There you go. That's pretty full on.
Well, that I had to do. That's the only line I could really think of from Rocket Man that would be appropriate.
No, so do I take any penalties for this roll?
No, it would not be a penalty. That's the plus if you're invoking the fate point. So,
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
since you're
I'll
using this to
invoke
create an
fate
advantage.
point because it may actually make it so that I don't have to worry about the crowd at all.
Yes. So you have a specific number you have to get through. So go ahead and make your roll.
Okay, so let's see here. With the fate point taking my rocket science my base rocket science up to 7, I get a 7.
A 7. Okay. All right, and you were lucky. The number on that was 5. So you managed to create a wall of spectacular daytime fireworks that is blocking off the view. So, and with that advantage, you also do get a boost in the case that the front row seems to be coming out of their trance because of the light show. So,
And the
you
lyrics of
gain.
the song that I will be singing will be, we might be heroes, but we can't do it alone. We need you to help us.
Oh
Is
my
that like
God.
at the end when they say, "Don't do drugs, kid," and "Don't talk to strangers"?
Basically.
All right, so this is great, and I'm loving this so much. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look there. And I can stop for a second. I think I might be at the 4-hour limit for the recording. So, what are your Gmail accounts?
Mine is whatever this one is. I've
Let me
got
write-
two. I've got one for my podcast and one for this. Do you want the emails?
Yeah, go ahead and give me the email because then I can email you the link for the Hangout, so you can come back in. So, because I do apologize, I just want to make sure we're getting all this recorded and YouTube doesn't cut us off. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, what would be your email, Raymond? All right. Okay, I got that.
And there's mine.
Okay, cool. So let me copy these to mine.
And so we're going to start a new chat right now?
Yeah, hold up in a second. I'll go ahead. Once I get this copied in, I'll close it down, and then I will go ahead and re-email you the links once I have the live event set up from YouTube. So to make sure it at least records and broadcasts,
and then it'll be spliced together, and for everybody at home, it'll be like movie magic.
Yeah.
it will. So, all right, but yeah, we'll go ahead and stop here, and we'll be right back. So.
All right.